What's up, everyone? We got a lot to talk about. Devin A-Chain over here signing the third highest paid running back contract in the league. Before this, I was looking at something. I saw that Jeremiah Love is already guaranteed $50 million, and Devin A-Chain, after 3 years, had made $9 million because I think he was a fourth-round pick. So good for the kid to get a pretty solid deal. 4 years, $68 million contract extension. Doesn't change anything in my mind in terms of, where I'm drafting him in fantasy. It's nice. Here does AJ Clown go. Where? Patriots. We're saying Patriots for a while. We got Peanut Punch in here, Hetzer in here. What's going on? Mouth of the South. Blake, my media manager, whipping up the best thumbnails around. We're going to hop in a Superflex Underdog draft here shortly. The Field General $3 tournament. Wait for everyone to get in here before I do that. I got a couple other news notes here to get to. We also have what was really wild to me. I'm going to go to it right here. Malik Neighbors, guys, and Mouth. I got to give shout out to Mouth over here, who's been saying this. He lives in New York. He is our expert in everything New York sports. But Malik Neighbors' cleanup procedure on his knee multiple weeks ago. That multiple weeks. What is that? Last week? Is that obviously more than one? So 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks. We don't know. Not good. This is not a ringing endorsement for Malik Neighbors, and I felt like he was a value early on. Now he's falling to like the end of the second round. It's rough. He's 22 years old. I don't know what to do with Malik Neighbors, but it's a risk-reward pick. We're going to know a lot more. But in these current best ball drafts, like the one we're about to do here in a little bit, this is wild. What are your thoughts on Malik Neighbors? The last wild thing I got to bring up, though, was Le'Veon Moss retired. He didn't even start playing yet. And undrafted, the Dolphins signed him. So this is wheels up for Alec Gordon. And we just haven't seen a lot of things like this, a guy retiring. And this is just a premature ejaculation for Le'Veon Moss.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's okay.
Oh, I'm dizzy.
Jenny says it's okay, so it's okay. So Le'Veon Moss, it's okay you retired. That's wild, man. Storey, we both love Le'Veon Moss. We both compared him to Josh Jacobs. That was his running style and his comp. Unfortunately, we'll never know. I didn't have him on my top 10 board for running backs just because their medicals were not good, and clearly guy retired. So very, very wild. And then, Neighbors, we have to pay attention to Neighbors because it could be an ultimate if he falls to the middle of the third round. I don't care if he misses 3 weeks, guys. Like, he's the number one there. Besides Isaiah Likely, who do they really have? As much as I'm a huge Malachi Fields fan, but like Malachi Fields is a better real life player than fantasy player. He's a sacrificial act if I've ever seen one before. So this is wheels up for Malik Neighbors if we get the round dip. If we don't, because idiots in home leagues are going to keep on drafting him in the second round, regardless of the red flags, then I'm off them, right? So if it's mid-second, I'm out. If it's mid-third, I'm all in. And that round makes a big difference because after the top 24 players, there is a precipitous drop in talents and upside for these fantasy players. So he's not worried about Neighbors yet. Mouth hasn't drafted Neighbors, but I keep avoiding him for a reason. It's because of the current ADP, Mouth, and he's slowly fading. We'll see how it is tonight with this news dropping, and I'm guessing he might fall to the turn, right? The 2-3 turn. That would make sense. All right, you guys ready to hop in a draft? Those are the news notes. There's nothing else really worthy of news. And schedule release tomorrow, guys. Me, Nico, and Storey breaking it all down, 9 p.m. Central, earlier show. The schedule release is at 7 p.m. We already have a lot of leaks coming in, but we don't know a lot of the juicy stuff that I care about. It's in, fantasy playoff stuff like that. So let me know if you want to get in with us, guys. It is the Field General. It is a $3 tournament on Underdog. Here we go. 8 more. We're joining right now, boys. Join if you want to play. Join if you want to play. We'll do draft at the end of the show. We appreciate you, Dakota. 4 more to start. We have 4 more spots in this draft. Field General Draft Superflex $3 tourney, 20 rounds. half PPR. You know the drill. If you don't know the drill, then start playing some best ball. Underdog. They don't sponsor me or anything. They should, but you know what? I'll get a better sponsor. I'll have Forrest Gump sponsor me. Premature ejaculation cream or some shit. All right, here we go. Starting soon. We'll go to the board, see what we have here, gentlemen. The last night of drafting blind without knowing these bye weeks. Interesting. Good stuff. 11th pick for me. I feel like Super Beast is somebody. Who is Super Beast? We have Jake at 8, Mouth at 7, Peanut Punch at 6, Dakota at 5. So that's a lot of the guys there. We have a clump there. 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's five of us in here, and you four are all back to back to back. Keith, that's Super Beast. I forget Keith. All right, so Keith is by me. We have Keith at 12. I'm at 11. Then the rest of you guys are in the middle, so this will be interesting. Appreciate you, Keith. Well, get used to it, man. I'm probably not missing many nights until January, and I say that now, and even after the NFL, after the fantasy season, I've probably been on 95% of the nights, would you say, guys? With our longest show actually happened in February. It was a random Saturday open bar show in 5 hours and 12 minutes. So the content keeps on rolling here. Yeah, I do troll. Flock. Flock is just really well known for, if you look at weeks 5 through 7 here, the his projected target total was 7.6 per game. I expect that to tick up to 8.5 per game. So let's hit Malik Neighbors. Thanks, Flock. Thanks for the analysis, bro. Jake without a top 5 pick. Jake is at 8. Mouth got Joe Burrow at 7. That's a steal. That is just par for the course there, Jake. I'm sorry, brother. I am sorry, man. This is getting sickening. This is really getting sickening here. And we're going to queue up both these guys. Caleb went off the board. Caffrey is still available. I think he does. Mason's a good-looking dude, man. I'm not going to say he doesn't. I'm sure he's very particular, too. And, my hat's off to him. Shout out Mason from Fantasy Flock. He has there goes Jalen Hurts. Cool. So we're going to take Puka. And we're going to take whoever falls back. So it'll be Dak. Probably won't be there. It'll be McCaffrey. It'll be Taylor. Whoever falls back there is coming on my way. Hetzer, you are a good-looking man. I will say this. Mason has a production value 10 times what this show is, but, that can only take you so far, right? There you go. I'll take Dak. That can only take you so far, the production value stuff. And he also he's really good. He's the cream of the crop. So one day, guys, I'll be able to afford all the fancy gadgets and everything. Still be the same Rob, which will be the best part of the show. Is we'll have both ends covered, right? Miles says we got a draft champs here. We do. This is a pretty stacked draft. There goes Caleb and Patrick Mahomes. Jake is super high on Patrick Mahomes. I don't blame you. I feel like it's value. A little worried about the rushing upside of Patrick Mahomes this year, but it's not going to matter when he throws 40 tutties. And what I love about Patrick Mahomes, and same with Josh Allen, is they're so easy to stack because they don't, outside of Rashee Rice and DJ Moore, to a lesser extent because he doesn't go as high as Rashee Rice. We don't know who the number 2 is there, right? There's no one going high. Dalton Kincaid is not even going very high. So you get value on Keon Coleman and Skylar Bell and Khalil Shakir and Dawson Knox and even Dalton Kincaid. With Mahomes, you get value on Worthy. You get value on Travis Kelce's a value if you want to stack. So you get value on all those guys. Tyquan Thornton's not even going drafted. Like, that's a fine stack. Justin Herbert went 15th overall. That is correct. We got Jay in the chat. What's going on? Yeah, this is Superflex, guys. Bears are pretty easy to stack as well. You're right. I mean, Colson Loveland is probably is going highest of all, but the wide receivers are pretty high. It's just we don't know who the third wide receiver spot is. So Mouth had a nice Joe Burrow, St. Brown start. I have a Puka, Dak Prescott starts. I do like his start a little better. So we have most of the community in this draft is 5, 6, 7. Well, Peanut Punch isn't in the community, but it is draft with us. 5, 6, 7, 8. All those guys in 4 in a row. We also have Super Beast drafting next to me, who's in the chat. He started out McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor. We'll see what quarterbacks fall back to him. There goes Justin Jefferson at 28. Interesting stuff here.
Here is a photograph of Joe Cooper taken just days before his disappearance. And here is a computer-enhanced simulation of what he might look like today.
Would have been loved to get Matt Stafford there. Wasn't in the cards. All right. Not going to get those dudes. There is value at running back. No, there's not. He's going to take Devin A-Chain. I'm going to be stuck with Jordan Love and or Baker Mayfield. Gross. Don't take a quarterback here, brother. He took A-Chain. Okay, we'll take Hampton next round. So I'm going to get one of Jordan Love or Baker Mayfield. I'm fine with that. And then get a running with the next pick because I doubt Super Beast is going to go running back. So we're going to take Baker. And then I think Amarian Hampton should be there for us. This is the issue. When you wait and go quarterback, you get, and he takes Hampton. Whoa. All right. We'll take us some Chase Brown then. Same difference. Nice value there on Hampton. So Super Beast has 3 running backs and 1 quarterback. It is going to be rough getting a second notable quarterback falling back to 60. So if we look at the ADP here, it's Mendoza. It'll be Mendoza, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, most likely. I will not let Bryce Young fall past my pick because I only have – quarterbacks are bad, but Dak and Baker, I would take a quarterback there in the 5th round. There goes Malik Willis. We have – Mouth has 1 quarterback. He'll definitely take a quarterback. Connor has 1 quarterback. And the first pick, JVD, has 1 quarterback. JVD sounds like some kind of STD. That dude's definitely gonna take a quarterback. All right. Nice. Look at this. Chase has himself a early Chiefs dynasty here. Mahomes, Kenneth Walker, and Rashee Rice. I can get on board with that, man. There goes Brock Bowers. Sam Darnold goes off the board to Mouth. Brees Hall to Dakota. How you doing, Dakota? What's going on tonight, man? I know Dakota is hopping on a plane tomorrow, I believe, to head to Chi-Town, my hometown, for a work situation, and he is going to see the Cubs Sox game. Weather should be pretty nice for you, brother. I cooked that up just for you, my man. Malik Neighbors falls to 46. Rashee Rice went ahead of him. Still went pretty high. So CJ Stroud and Cam Ward off the board at the 4-12 and the 5-1. So quarterbacks are really rough right now. There's not going to be much left. Oh, Dakota's got a 6 a.m. flight. Fuck that, man. He said he's shibby. You meant shabby? Is shibby a word? He's doing well, I think. So do I have who do I need to stack here? So I have Dak and Baker Mayfield. So I'm looking at Ibuka, and I'm looking at George Pickens already went off the board. What is going on here? I guess that is his ADP, 52. Okay. I hate Ibuka, so I won't be doing that, guys. Not going to be happening. Still some good running backs available. Still some good tight end. I'm sure Loveland will be gone by the time I get back there. Bryce Young is still on the board, so that's going to be my selection. If push comes to shove, I will take him. Also going to put Javonte Williams in there. There's no way that Super Beast can take a fourth running back. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and take Bryce Young. Sorry about that, Beast. I said I had to do it, not because you only have one quarterback, but now I know you're not taking a running back. You can take a fourth running back for a wide receiver or your second quarterback. So I'll get me some Javonte Williams with Dak Prescott, most likely. And there goes the two quarterbacks, and we'll take Javonte at hella value here. Not really a stack, but I will stack later. All right. We're down to clown now, so let's go back to the board here. So that's the worry. When he took Tyler Shuck and he took Hampton instead of Malik Willis, for instance, then you're stuck with Geno and Aaron Rodgers. Although I do love Geno this year. That could be a fine pick. Aaron Rodgers should sign. Not ideal. Was Hampton worth it is my question, right? And having those three running backs is badass. He could actually end this team with probably a 4 running back build with McCaffrey, JT, and Marion Hampton. There goes David Montgomery. I would have been fine with taking David Montgomery at 62, but I prefer Javonte Williams. Cam Scatterbo to Peanut Punch, T. Higgins to Mouth. That's a nice pick there. Fell to you. Got some good teams. Good teams in the works here, boys. Good teams in the works. Really, really looking forward to seeing these teams. We're doing draft grades after this. So really looking forward to that.
I brought a little bottle of spermicidal lube, too.
And one little bottle of spermicidal lube?
Yeah, one little bottle of spermicidal lube.
Evan, that's psycho shit, man.
It's not.
It's like Charles Manson shit. What do you think Becca's gonna be psyched that you brought a bottle of lube? Oh, Evan, thank you for bringing that lube for my pussy. I never would have been able to handle your fucking 4-inch dick inside my pussy without that gigantic bottle of lube.
The third pick, Fox took Zay Flowers ahead $1 million, whatever, and he had Lamar. So we got one pick, sniped by one pick on his Zay Flowers Lamar stack there, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with that. He said, if I would have known Javonte would have fell, I would have done it differently, but didn't envision that. Yeah, I mean, Geno Smith's fine, dude. I'm trying to think. Malik Willis or Sam Darnold. Like, what screwed you was the Jordan Love pick, because I was always taking one of those quarterbacks. If they both fell to me, I would have not taken a quarterback, and I would have. If you took two, I would have been fine with it because I would have taken Hampton and somebody else, and I would have taken Geno Smith as my second quarterback. So you would have ended up with either Jordan Love or Baker Mayfield. Once that guy took Jordan Love as his third quarterback, which isn't really smart to go 3 straight quarterbacks, I had to take Baker. And then you got Shuck. So you would have had Shuck and Baker, for instance, and I would have had Love. That's kind of what screwed up the draft right there for you. But it's not over yet. I don't hate your quarterbacks, man. Jacoby Brissett, Terry McLaurin. Hampton has league-winning upside, right? Just based on his youth and, I mean, similar offense, but just more juice than Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams, let's face it, guys, he's not breaking off anything longer than a 25-yard run. He's not going to have 45 or 50 receptions. He might have 40 receptions. He's a fine player. I think the upside with Hampton is 50-plus receptions and explosive runs on a pretty goddamn good offense. I am up in one pick, guys. 83. Is there anyone I like here? I don't like any of these guys. I need a receiver, though. So, Lad McConkey, ew, I hate this. I really hate Lad McConkey, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And then There's nobody else to take, is there? Man, I'm gonna have to take Lad McConkey, and at least I don't have double picks. So I can take a third running back too, and it might be Chuba Hubbard. As gross as that sounds, give me the starter on Carolina with Bryce Young as my quarterback. I hate stacking running backs and quarterbacks, though. Doesn't really work very often. Oh, no, Chuba's gone. So pivot to... I'll pivot to DJ Moore. Not ideal there. Those are my first two my 2 and 3. I forgot I had Puka. That's pretty cool. Having Puka is pretty cool. And I got to hit running back. I really wanted Chuba Hubbard, so Subrees has one receiver. I didn't think you'd take Chuba, but maybe it's a good thing. My Jonathan Brooks love is just too strong. But I love both these guys. I'm going to be taking a lot of Chuba and redraft. Just as that bridge running back that I feel like can get me through week 6, week 7 as a starter. I agree, Keith. He should be. I'm so high on Jonathan Brooks that I part of me feels like it'd be a 50-50 split. Not from the get-go, but eventually. And then I don't think they're ever gonna. I don't think Jonathan Brooks will overtake Chuba like Rico Dowdle did, because that was also injury related. But I feel like it'll be a 50-50 split, and like the price point difference. Although Chuba's going very fair, Jonathan Brooks is going in the 12th round, like 13th round. That's what's up, because maybe now it's more like 11th round, because I think people are kind of wising up on him. He was a forgotten guy, but he is a playable handcuff, right? And I love those guys. They can get you 8 points in a pinch. Kind of what Blake Corum was last year. The poor man's version of Blake Corum. There goes Marvin Harrison, Rico Dowdle off the board. Tony Pollard. Man. Whoo! Jake, I'll say this. I love what you're doing. If the Bears and the Chiefs are the same bye week, that is going to be rough for you, dude. Every player on your team besides one is a Chief or a Bear. Fucking love it. I don't think so, Keith. I think recency bias, man. Like Chuba fought up people last year. I don't know why people were drafting Chuba. I'm a big Chuba guy. He won me a lot of money in 2024. Had him everywhere. I think he burned a lot of people last year, and I just don't see him rising. He's in that dead zone, and he's just a boring player. I'm not saying I think that. I'm saying the community is going to think that. So I agree he was hurt. Chuba's fine. They paid him too, but Jonathan Brooks has high draft capital, and they're going to see what he has. Like, he could push him for some work. And I think that people are starting to wise up to that based on Jonathan Brooks' ADP going from 145 to 135. Now it's down like 129 in a normal non-Superflex. So, the community's stupid. Chuba's a value, bro. I prefer Chuba much more in redraft than best ball, right? Because I want spike weeks. In redraft, he's going to be such a steady RB2, at least early in the year, that when you're going a heavy wide receiver build, or you take an early quarterback, or you take a Brock Bowers, you're going to be forced to have to take a late RB2, right, on your team, 5th, 6th, 7th round probably, and that's Chuba Hubbard. After the David Montgomerys and Bashal Tutins, like, give me Chuba Hubbard or Bashal Tutin every day of the week. Well, Jaylen Warren still available. I don't take a lot of Jaylen Warren, but the fact that Rico went way earlier, we're going to hop in and take Jaylen Warren, and then I'm probably going to get RJ Harvey. Why is RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins going off back-to-back? Oh, RB32, RB35. That's wild. Why would anyone want J.K. Dobbins? That is just a silly, silly proposition. We're going to get us some Harvey. Nice pick there from Super Beast. I love that. I think Cortland Sutton might be a nice combination. Take the touchdown, guys. DK and Cortland Sutton. Love that shit. Kyle Pitts available. He took Parker Washington. We're going to take RJ Harvey and kind of be done with running back, dude. I could take one more. I really like this running back room. Yeah, man. Chris Rodriguez, as you know, the ties of Liam Cohen in college. Like, I am a big not a big Chris Rodriguez guy, but he's a very sturdy running back. And it's not that I love Chris Rodriguez. I just hate Bashal Tutin. And remember, I had that week stretch after the ETN, and this is even before ETN signed. I just knew ETN was gone. I was all about Bashal Tutin. I was the measurables, and the numbers were okay last year. The eye test is awful for Bashal Tutin. He is bad, dude. Maybe he got better. He looked like a rookie. He could maybe do better next year. I don't think so. It's going to be it's not even the Chris Rodriguez thing, guys, that worries me about Bashal Tutin. Look, Quint Allen, they love. He was seeing the field last year on passing downs because his pass blocking as a rookie. This is the dreaded three-headed monster. This is going to be 20% LaQuint Allen. So now you only have an 80% share of the pie for Bashal Tutin and Chris Rodriguez. Even if Bashal Tutin's the lead back, so to speak, what is it going to be? 45% Bashal Tutin? That's not enough for me, man. Like, I need more than 45%, especially when Trevor Lawrence is coming off a 9 rushing touchdown season. Now you got to split like red zone and goal line stuff with your quarterback. No, thank you. I am out on Bashal Tutin. If you guys remember, I drafted Bashal Tutin in, I think, 4 or 5 drafts before the ETN thing when he was going 100. Since that trade, he's been going in the 4th, 5th round. I have not taken a single Bashal Tutin. Maybe like 1 or 2 out of, I don't know, what are we on, draft 40 right now? Just haven't touched them. It's too many question marks for me. The upside is for sure. I know it's there. And that would probably be the nail in the coffin, right, Blake? Like if the Buccaneers are going to use Sean Tucker on the goal line over, I get the size is different, but over Bucky Irving, like they just signed Chris Rodriguez. Like he's most certainly going to be used at the goal line, at least majority, right? It might be a Detroit Lions situation at best for Bashal Tutin, or they're splitting work on the goal line. But you got to factor in, you're also splitting work with Trevor Lawrence. So now it's a 33 in terms of goal line carries, because Trevor Lawrence will get his. I don't like that. And the nice thing for Bashal Tutin, if you are a Bashal Tutin guy, is he has the juice to score from anywhere on the field, and he's a decent receiver. So that's kind of what people are going to hang their hat on. They're not going to acknowledge what I just mentioned, which is it's a very murky backfield. And the value is always with the later guy in the murky backfields. Let's see here. Coker. Ugh, I hate to do this. I got to take Jake Ferguson. This is disgusting, but I got to do it. Can someone look that up? How many TDs did Tutin score? I think he scored 3. I want to say it was 3. Take Jake Ferguson after ADP. And then I think I might roll the dice with Matthew Golden. Millen. I'm going to take Tracy. I got to take Matthew Golden here. I should have taken I should have taken Xavier Worthy. You know, I need to have more shares of Xavier Worthy. It's just worth the shot on Tutin. 5 rushing, 7 touchdowns. Holy fuck. On limited carries. See, that's not happening again, guys. Not like the touchdown percentage he had. No way. Good call there. Again, shout out to Blake, media manager on the channel, making all these awesome graphics, thumbnails, just being an all-around great dude. We appreciate. Oh, my God. Jake took Xavier Worthy. This is wild, dude. I don't think I've ever seen a stacked team like this. This is crazy. And you took Deshaun Watson away from Dakota. Is this right? Dakota's going to have a heart attack. He's going to kill somebody. Surprised you didn't take Travis Kelce, man. That would have probably made more sense, but anyways. Yeah, I did not think Tutin at 7 downs. That's wild. So they're going to look at that and say he's going to double those numbers. Yeah, get out of town. I don't think he has 7 touchdowns at all. Jake, hey, I like you're going all in. This is what you have to do sometimes. It's Ricky Bobby. And the thing about your team is it's not a last or first thing. Like, this is a good team. So worst case scenario, it's like you're fighting to get that top 2 spot. But if you just get in the playoffs and this pops, this is a league winning team. Like a tournament winning team. Guys, last night of drafting in the blind for us here. We have bye weeks released tomorrow. Schedule dropping tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central. Me, Nico, Mike Storey, chatting about all the releases, all the schedule stuff. It's going to be awesome. Also, guys, check that show out, but also check out Downtown Sports. That's with Mouth and Beast, 24 platforms, including YouTube. Just search Downtown Sports, where sports comes home. Where sports come home. I always mess it up. We love Mouth. We love Beast. They just had Noah Eagle on the program. I was in the program last week. The same sentence as Noah Eagle. That's right. You're damn right. Jake is a joker from the Dark Knight watching the world burn. That's what he is. Jaden Higgins. I need a couple guys to fall back to me here. Can they fall back to me? Probably not. They both have 5 receivers, so I need Jalen Coker to fall back to me to feel great about this team, to really feel great about this team. I only have 1 tight end. Dallas Goedert's available. It's pretty gross. This guy should not take a receiver. He has 5 receivers, guys, and 3 running backs, including the aforementioned Bracel Tootin, who is not starter. So come on, buddy. Give me some Jalen Coker. I'm a cokehead, dude. Let's get it. Coker. We got Pacheco available. All I'm saying is, I know it's the death knell to a team if like all your players have the same bye week, but that you would literally score like 35 points the week that if they both had the same bye week, the Bears and the Chiefs, which is hard to come back from, you know. Super Beast took Stephon Diggs. He is rising, guys. He is rising. Omar Cooper's available. Pacheco's available. All right, we are just getting our dudes here. I am pretty fond of this squad, guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat that are in this draft. How do you think your team's doing so far? Try not to look at your guys' team too much. I like to go in fresh for the draft grades. Yeah, probably Blake Corum. I didn't get him either. Man, if they get Diggs and they bring in A.J. Brown, this is going to be a really strong – it's already a stronger receiver core than last year. And I kind of like Eli Raridan, the tight end they brought in, so they have an upgraded tight end too. That'll be interesting. Whoops. Dylan Sampson to Mouth. I wanted Sampson. I didn't think he'd fall back, but you know, every once in a while, I just want to fucking talk to Sampson. Can we just talk to Sampson?
I want to talk to Sampson. Climbing to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
We love talking to Travis Hunter. TJ Hawkinson. I think Dakota's warming to TJ Hawkinson. Does he have Kyler Murray? Yes, he does. That makes sense. He's got Blake Corum. This is a good team. Jonathan Brooks. Taking my guys. All the guys I love. We love that. We have a pretty unified group of guys we all love. Which is going to make all the drafts, not so much the dynasty draft, because that's way different in terms of our love for players based on age and ADP. The redraft leagues are going to be wild because I think we talk these things out a lot in the show, and I think all of our eyes get open on certain players, and including myself. And the redraft should be interesting with all of us liking the same players. It's not a best ball, so we don't really. I get super pissed sometimes when someone takes one of my stacks in a $3 league, but the redrafts are a lot more than $3, so it's going to be a little more emotional. Manuel Wilson. I'm going to look at my squad here, kind of see what I need. Well, I think I need tight end. And there is not a lot to pick from, gentlemen. Not a lot. There is not a lot available at wide receiver. Come on, let me have Singleton. If I get Singleton here, I'll do an Irish jig with my top off. Things are falling right into place here, boys. Come on. Come on. Don't take him. He took him. He took him. You know what? I was getting a little greedy there. Now I have to take I'll take Bigsby, I think. That's fine. And then 5 running backs might be fine on this team. I really think so. But this has to be Mr. Cade Otton. Gross. This is it's one of those used car versions of tight end I have. Oh, man. Ferguson and Cade Otton. Well, we'll see what falls back to me. And I have another guy I'd like to take as well. Shit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. I think I fudged up. I could have had a chance to stack more, but I do really like taking Tank Bigsby. I don't know. Am I crazy? What's boom? What was boom? Jerry Jeudy? Oh, Juwan Jennings. What's boom, Dakota? Did you take a poop? Did you take a poop? You just said boom out of nowhere. There's no way you're going boom for Jerry Jeudy. I love Jerry Jeudy, but that's not really boom worthy, right? Blake, I'd say it's 100% likely that Carson Beck starts games, right? That's my biggest worry about Trey McBride and Marvin. Not so much Marvin Harrison because he goes late enough. Michael Wilson, those guys, but Trey McBride, like. Oh, yeah, I'm not that upset because I have so much Nick Singleton. So it's like sometimes like a good thing that is like they help me not have a million shares of the same player. But yeah, I got a little snip there. Got a little snipped. I thought you were saying boom because you're Jerry Jeudy pick. I was gonna laugh because that's not great. I got a way to make this team work, though. A couple ways to make this team work. We'll see who falls. Don't take Ryan Flournoy, whoever's listening, because you don't need him. I have Dak, so don't do it. Take Calvin Ridley. Thank you. Take Trey Harris. Take Zach Branch. There you go. Take the other guys. You don't need Ryan Flournoy. Only works for my team. Mouth doesn't need him. Jake, you definitely don't need Ryan Flournoy. I hear he's gonna have the same bye week as Chicago and the Chiefs. I got some leaked information there. Tyreek Hill from Mouth. Love that pick. Kamani Vidal. Not surprising. He loves Kamani Vidal. Woody Marks in his team as well. Up in one pick. Dude, don't snipe me. Don't snipe me. If I can get Ryan Flournoy, I was going to take him before. Come on. Don't do it, baby love. Don't do it. He's got 6 receivers, right? Yes. It's falling into place, guys. Everything is falling into for me. This is a squad right here. This is definitely a squad. Tight ends are garbage. Really garbage. Baker, Bryce, Dak Prescott. Oh, this might be a 4 tight end build, unfortunately. There's nobody to take here. Yes, sir. We'll take Jake Tungus. Very important pick for me with my shitty-ass tight ends. Give me some early season buffer right there. I think I might get an A+ from some of you guys. We'll see. We'll see. Outside of the one pick that got sniped for me, I think everyone I wanted in terms of stacks and it just worked, man. It just worked. Sometimes it just works. Yeah, Dakota. It's because I'm using my shitty ass Android. That's why I was a little late for the stream. My iPhone wasn't connecting to this, so this is an old Android. So this showed Greg Dulcich, or it shows the picture, but it shows a different name. This shows Calvin Ridley getting taken, but it's Mike Gesicki. Yeah, I see it. It's not great. Again, this is something that would never happen on Flock Fantasy. But the thing about it is, if you look at Mike Gesicki, week 7 through 11, T. Higgins was hurt. Mike Gesicki with a 31% target share and a 28% red zone target share. If you extrapolate that to Jupiter, and then you divide that with the mass of the planet, and you factor in that there's 93 moons on Jupiter, then you get a tight end 1 in fantasy.
Yeah, it was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
Yeah, I like that joke. I'm gonna beat that one to the ground. I did grow up watching South Park, so like South Park is known for beating jokes in the ground, and sometimes they're not funny anymore. So you guys just got to let me know when to stop doing the. Well, if you extrapolate week 9 through 12, let me know when to stop doing that. I'll stop doing it. But I think it's great. It's just not the voice is bad, guys, but the what he says, it's just exactly what he says. He pulls out all these fucking fancy little, small sample sizes, and it's okay, I guess. Liza Surratt. I know Mouth wanted Surratt. I want Surratt as well. All right, last couple picks. We have draft grades, guys. Thank you, Hetzer. Appreciate you, Hetzer. Well, got one guy I could take here. Mr. Ted Hurst. Ooh, and a Mr. Damon Claiborne. Super Beast is probably not taking a running back, right? There's no reason to take a running back. He took Claiborne anyway, so I'm going to take Ted Hurst. And then, is my wide receiver room good with 8? It sure as fuck is. And Jaden Blue or Ollie Gordon is the question. It is the question. I think we're going to hop in and take some Jaden Blue for some insurance here. Got a lot of Cowboys now. Might as well. Malachi Fields. Ollie Gordon should be the pick, but I'm going to take Jaden Blue. And it seems like a fucking throwaway piece of shit pick because he's a throwaway piece of shit player. But I don't know. Maybe it's not over for him. We don't know. All right, that's going to do it for my picks. So I can just sit down here, chill, drink my brewski, and talk shit about all of your around 20 picks or praise them. You don't know. You don't know what I'm going to do. I love it. Jake got the Justin Fields pick. Dude, this is a good draft. This is a Jalen Tolbert off the board there. I think that's the guy that has. Yeah, that's a good pick. He's the one that has Malik Willis, Skylar Bell, Jack Bash, Darnell Washington to Peanut Punch. You know what? With Johnny Smith gone, Darnell Washington might be pretty sneaky for like 4 touchdowns. What do you want me to do? I'm scrolling down running back. I don't see anyone. Search by running back and scroll down to player named Do Not Draft. Who is that? I don't really get it. There goes Justice Hill. Seems like a waste of a pick. Najee Harris might get a pick. Hey, man, I was going to take a Marion Hampton, but he was taken right in front of me. So I didn't want Chase Brown. Oh, I missed it. Who was it? Tell me who it was. I would never dock anyone for having 4 quarterbacks, depending on the situation. It's all situational, Jake. You know how I do my grades and how I value teams. All right, let's go pick by pick here, and we're going to go with Dakota first. Dakota with the bold 2-quarterback build with Jaden Daniels and Kyler Murray. We got Ashton Genty, Brees Hall, Rico Dowdle, Blake Corum, Jonathan Brooks, and Caleb Johnson. Devonta Smith, Ted McMillan, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings. I didn't see that. There's a guy that says do not draft. Maybe it's Le'Veon Moss because the retirement, dude. That might be it. Juwan Jennings, Jerry Judy, Calvin Ridley, Tammy Wicks, and Elijah Surratt. Andrews Okonkwo and TJ Hawkinson. This is an A+ for build, man. What you did with the 2 quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels allows you to do that. This is an aggressive team because you have tiny little injury-prone quarterbacks that can't stay healthy. But if they do stay healthy, this is advancing. I think I could be confident in saying that. I think all our teams are going to be really good. Running back room is great. Rico's a great 3. Blake's a great 4. Jonathan Brooks, ideal 5. Caleb Johnson, why not? Dart throw. It kind of gives you some insurance for Rico Dowdle as well. So great room there. The wide receivers are, Terry McLaurin is a 3. Addison paired up with Kyler Murray. Juwan Jennings paired up with Kyler Murray. TJ Hawkinson paired up with Kyler Murray. Chika Conquo paired up with Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin. This is an A. This is a fucking A. So I love everything about this team. Elijah Surratt, there's no throwaway picks at all. I don't see any throwaway picks. Even like a naked Jerry Judy without your Deshaun Watson, like he could have Spike Weeks, Calvin Ridley. Like these are veterans, proven guys. And it's not, a lot of guys go cute and try to get the next big thing, with a guy like Zachariah Branch or something for no reason. And I like Zach Branch, but give me Jerry Judy and Calvin Ridley over Zach Branch all fucking day. I'm going A. I'm going to go a solid A on this team. Maybe A- because the 2 quarterback build, but I'm going to respect the aggressiveness that you fucking put forward with rolling with Kyler and Jaden Daniels. And I'm not worried about Jaden. This is a Kyler thing. If Kyler goes off with your stacks, like this is a tough team to beat. 100%. So maybe we dock him to A-. Maybe I'll go A- just because there's a lot of risk in just the quarterback room because there's no risk in any other position I'm seeing because you have 9 receivers and that was probably your weakest spot. You would say tight end, but Andrews is fine. Chick and TJ Hawkinson, those guys are steady eddies, man. So A to A-. This is great. This was a really not a lot of teams got sniped here because guys were just doing their own thing and not doing dumb things. So, all right, let's move on to Mouse team here. Mouth with Joe Burrow, Sam Darnold, Fernando Mendoza. 15 picks after ADP for Mendoza. I do love that. ETN, Pollard, Monangai, Mason, Dylan, Sampson. That's came together pretty well without really having a real 2. And Pollard will be that early on, and then you'll have, Monangai, Mason, and Sampson. St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, Rashid Shaheed, Jalen Naylor, Tyreek Hill, Torrey Horton, and Jack Bash, with Kelsey and Njoku and Mike Gesicki. So Gesicki paired with Burrow, T. Higgins paired with Burrow. Who do you have with Darnold? This is Rashid Shaheed with Darnold, Torrey Horton with Darnold. And then Mendoza, you're rocking Naylor and Bash. A very good team again. I think the only gripe I have with this team is I know you took Torrey Horton and Jack Bash to have the stacks. I feel like when you have St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, and Cortland Sutton, and I do like Shaheed, I feel like this shouldn't be a 9 wide receiver build, even if it was for the stack. Sometimes you have to let the stack go to just solidify. And I do love the running back room, but if this had a Tank Bigsby or just one other lottery ticket running back with the fact that you don't have a lot of firepower there, that would be my only gripe with this team because the quarterback room's constructed well. The tight end room is weak, and Njoku being the 2 there and Gesicki so the tight end room's an issue and the back end running back room's an issue. I'm going to go solid B for this team just because I think the construction, I'm going to punish the construction just a little bit. And it was for the sake of stacking. So I'll give Mouth that. So you weren't just making random picks. We never do, Mouth. You never do. So I think it's a Jack Bash, Torrey Horton. Or maybe it would be not take Tyreek Hill, even though I love that pick, to get another running back in there. That's what I want. I want a 6 running back on this team just because you don't really have a 2 as much as I'm a Nunn guy. Not a big Pollard guy. Jordan Mason's fine. I do love Dylan Sampson. We got to talk to Sampson. So this is a solid B for me. Jay says B-. Dakota says B. Really good team. I mean, I'm just nitpicking again. That's what separates an A to a B. And again, B is still a above average team. Let's go on to this wild team that I have no idea how to grade it because it's so insane. Jake's team: Caleb Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Justin Fields, Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, Woody Marks, Isaiah Pacheco, and Kamani Vidal. Rasheed Rice, Nico Collins, Luther Burden, Roma Dunze, Xavier Worthy, Isaac Tesla, Skylar Bell with Laporta, AJ Barner, and Greg Dulcich. So look at the stacks here. Caleb is stacked with Swift, Luther Burden, and Roma Dunze. Patrick Mahomes is stacked with Kenneth Gainwell, Rasheed Rice, Xavier Worthy. What is that? 3 stacks with each of his quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson is stacked with nobody, which is fine. And then Justin Fields is your Patrick Mahomes insurance. So, man, this is probably one of the most aggressive teams I've ever seen drafted in terms of this is all in. And I'm going to message you at Discord tomorrow when the schedule comes out if they have the same bye, because that might be something you can't overcome. Like, as much as you're going to have strength all the other weeks, but if you have, that will be literally half your team with the same bye, you will score something like 40 points that week, which, that's a 100-point differential from what most teams are going to score, 130, 140. That might sink you from making the playoffs. Again, that's unlikely. And maybe the team could overcome that. I'm just saying, like, that's wild if that were to happen. I really don't know how to grade this team, guys. What do you have? Because I like the players and the stacks are, I don't even think it's too much because it's not like you weren't stacking garbage. Like, there's no garbage here that you stack. You didn't make a Tyquan Thornton pick, which I actually do like that, but it's not like 17th round pick stacks. You stacked early and often with premium players, right? So, man, this is, what do you guys have? Give me a grade. Mouth meets the goal here by himself. Surprise, surprise. Mouth is the GOATs, and you all got to give it up for Mouth and also start giving him some support for that. Like, contribute a little bit. Help the dude out. We're going to do it because Mouth did it. We'll do the puppy too. We'll do the puppy. I don't think it's overstacked just because, Jay, when someone overstacks for me, like that was one of my, like the Torrey Horton and those guys, that is what I have issues with. When you're stacking with the best of the best, I'm not worried about it, right? Like, because those guys will be fine standalone players anyway. It's when you stack with a guy that's like a wide receiver 4 on his team, that could just be a nutburger. And I get it. You're doing it for the stack, and we all like to do that kind of thing. He didn't do that with this team. So good call from Mouth here. This will finish last or 500,000. So I don't know if it'll finish last, but this is the way to win a tournament. So I have to give it in the A range, right? Do we have to give it in the A range? Jake always being picked around 7 and 9. So you got tired of drafting the same guy. So definitely did something different this time around. I really hope he does. I really hope Mouth does. Horton and Bash will be contributors in their offenses. Yeah, I think they will. I was just comparing it to Luther Burden and Roma Dunze, right? Like they're still mysteries, like we don't know. And I get why you did it. I'm not, like Jay said that he didn't like the overstacking on this one. I don't feel like it is overstacking because Luther Burden and Roma Dunze are fine picks without the quarterback. And Jack Bash and Horton might be too. So Jake gives himself an A+. Way to be modest, Jake. I can't go A+. Although maybe I can. I don't know. It's got to be in the A range just because it's, I guess the tight ends are my issue, but I love Sam Laporta, so I can't say nah. I'm going to give it a solid A. Again, I think Dakota's team is this is a more aggressive team than Dakota's based on the stacking. Dakota's was really aggressive because the two quarterback build. They're right in line. Just amazing teams. So we had Mouth right now with the lowest grade at B. which is we take B's all day. If we draft a B team, that's good. This is okay. We went to Jake's team. Now we're gonna go to my squad here. All right. Dak, Baker, Mayfield, Bryce Young, Chase Brown, Javonte Williams, Jalen Warren, RJ Harvey, Tank Bigsby, and Jaden Blue. Puka, Lad McConkey, DJ Moore, Matthew Golden, Jim Coker, Jalen McMillan, Ryan Flournoy, and Ted Hurst. With Jake Ferguson, Kate Otten, and Jake Tungis. For stacks, we have Dak stacked with Javonte Williams and Jaden Blue. We have Ryan Flournoy and Jake Ferguson. So the receiving weapons is Flournoy and Jake Ferguson for the stacks. We have Baker Mayfield stacked with Jalen McMillan and Kate Otten. And we have Bryce Young stacked with Jalen Coker. Is that it? Jalen Coker. One stack with our last quarterback. That's fine. Tight ends suck, I guess. I mean, I think they'll be somewhat serviceable to give me 8 points. Jake Tungis is a big get for me here with my team, just because I need someone early that can produce, just because the other guys aren't great. And you know what? They need to have a pop-off week if I make it to the playoffs. I also have Ted Hurst. I've got Ted Hurst and Jalen McMillan and Kate Otten. So a triple stack with Baker. It's a well-constructed team. It doesn't quite compare to the other ones. I do like the quarterback room. I think the running back room is probably the strength of the team, with Warren as a 3, Harvey as a 4, with big, some flyers there late. And I love DJ Moore. Golden, I needed some upside there. And then the rest of the guys, Coker, McMillan, Flournoy, and Hurst are all stacks. So, again, this is kind of what I was just ripping on. Stacking, I just needed those guys to stack because I didn't have a lot of early stuff. So, yeah, I think Tungis made this team. If I didn't have Tungis, I would have had to roll with a 4 tight end build. If I had gotten someone that I couldn't perceive having early season production like that, I would have had to take a 4th tight end, which I didn't want to do. Dakota says B stacks are with all second tier options on teams. Agreed. That's exactly what I was saying about that I don't like doing. I don't think they're I think Ted Hurst and Flournoy. I love Flournoy. Ted Hurst is probably the flyer guy. And Kate Otten, yeah. By the way, we are now finally cutting into the initial $50 I invested in Underdog. That is wild, brother. That is wild. All right, so what do we have? A bunch of Bs for my squad. I am very happy with this team. I think that I thought out every single pick, as I like to always do while I'm chatting with you fine folks and producing the show. But I think this was a pretty well constructed squad. I'm trying to think my weakest link is tight end, clearly, but wide receiver maybe a little bit. Jake says BP plus. This is we all had. I mean, we just did the grades, and me and Mouth had the worst teams in the BB plus range, B minus, whatever, B range. And we had 2 AA plus teams. Since we have a new viewer on the channel, we're going to go through Super Beast team just to be nice. And in the future, Super Beast, this is, I try to give my community members as much advantage as I can for supporting me and giving them everything I can. So I typically keep it just to, the community members for the draft grades, but we'll do this next time though. Just hop in the community, guys. Tell Super Beast, which is, why do I keep on forgetting his name? Because I'm drinking and there's a lot of stuff going on. Keith, everyone tell Keith, join the community, go to the website, join the Patreon, get in the Discord, get in the chat, play some leagues with us, some actual redraft leagues, get the bets, get all the good stuff, chat with all these fine people. And it is really worth it because it's a great community and you guys make it worth the price of admission alone. Taking aside the show and all the co-hosts and all the wild shit we do here. But all right. So this is the team that waited at quarterback and took Amarian Hampton over their second quarterback. So yeah, Keith, we'd love to have you, man. It's a pretty tight-knit group of people. You see everyone kind of in here every night, and we're all chatting all night on the Discord. It is the place to be. Tyler Shuck, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Shador Sanders. I do really love the Shador Sanders pick. Keith is my ex-girlfriend's dad's name who overdosed in prison. Anyways, join the community, man. That's a Keith jab. Keith Hernandez was also a Gold Glove winning first baseman who has a great episode, a two-part episode on Seinfeld. So, yeah, that's a good comparison right there. Very good comparison. Only Seinfeld could find a way to essentially compare Keith Hernandez and the spitting incident to JFK. Like, so seamlessly, so amazing. Shout out Seinfeld. That's one magic loogie, guys. Thank you, Mouth. Link is in the description, or go to the website, either or. A bunch of different tiers, man, and just start small, see what it's about, and then if you want to play some redraft leagues with us, I will draft your team, not draft your teams for you. I will draft with you. Video call, whatever. We do what we can for our dudes. So Tyler Shuck, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, and Shedeur Sanders. As much as Dakota's going to hate me saying this Shedeur Sanders pick was crucial with your quarterback room. This is a 4 quarterback room, a build that makes sense because you waited, and Geno Smith has major upside there if he starts all year. Aaron Rodgers has to sign. You had to take him early, which I don't like. But if Shedeur starts, he's not going to be great, but you're going to get a starting quarterback pretty much bottom of the barrel in terms of draft capital. So you came out okay with the quarterback room. McCaffrey, Taylor, Hampton, Chuba Hubbard, and Katron Allen. Love the build. You could have almost gone just 4 running backs, but 5. If you had taken 6, I would have issues with this. When you have these guys, you got to make a weakness a strength with the other positions. So I like your build here. And Chuba Hubbard's a hell of a 4. Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, Park Washington, Michael Pittman, Stephon Diggs, Deshaun Stribling, and Malachi Fields, with 4 tight ends: Hunter Henry, Dalton Schultz, Terrence Ferguson, and Oscar Delp. In terms of stacking, what are we looking at here? Diggs, we don't know. We have Oscar Delp with Tyler Shuck. We have Geno Smith with nobody. We have Aaron Rodgers, most likely with DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman. And we have Shedeur Sanders with nobody. Okay, so Dakota says Shedeur is a Pro Bowl quarterback. That is actually pretty good. Pretty accurate. He did make a Pro Bowl. He also threw a pick 6 in the Pro Bowl game, which is a flag football game. So go back and watch that pick 6. Pretty funny. Yeah, this is not a bad team by any stretch. The running backs will carry you all year and this is why you can get away with, I've been saying this the whole time in Superflex, you can get away with a bad wide receiver room because you can get away with only starting 2 wide receivers and starting 3 running backs, which your team is going to be starting 3 running backs. And you just need Evans, DK, Parker, Pittman, and Diggs to pretty much fill a 2 wide receiver role. And the 4 tight ends, no stacking is an issue. That's where I'm going to knock it down a grade because it's not highly stacked. So I'm going to go in the C+ B- range for this squad, mostly because there's not a lot. Oh, we got a B-, a B. You guys may seem like a dick. It's a good team. It's just, I love the running back room. Like, that's going to carry you. Okay, I'll go B- because I like some of the upside plays you had there, and I love Terrence Ferguson. And I'm actually a big, big fan of Oscar Delp. I had him as my 3rd ranked tight end coming out of this draft, and he wasn't drafted as such. But my theory is, with the emergence of Jordan Taysom, Juwan Jennings is a wide receiver playing tight end. They don't need another weapon. They need a guy that can block, and Oscar Delp is that, as well as an elite receiver. So C+, B-. If Diggs does go to New Orleans, then this will help this team tremendously in terms of the upside. But I see this as a pretty high floor, low upside team that could make it in. This is not going to win the tournament, right? Where we're talking about fucking Jake's team. Like, I don't even know if my team can win the tournament because I don't quite have the upside stacks. So it's not a bottom of the barrel team by any stretch. It's right in that middle zone, right? That meaty part of the curve. But if Geno Smith goes off, I wish you had some Jets on this team. I wish you had some Jets. Do you not have it? Yeah, no Jets. If you had a couple of Jets to pair with Geno Smith, I would like that. It's going to get like $6. I would agree with that, Dakota. That would definitely kill Jordan Tyson if he went there. But it would be good for this team. You know what I mean? Yeah, Adonai Mitchell would have been a perfect pick for this team, right? Because you can get Adonai Mitchell instead of Stribling, something like that. Hey, I'm the biggest Malachi Fields fan ever, and I think now with the news about Malik Neighbors we chatted about earlier, like Malachi Fields, Storey is going to be super pissed because, as you guys know, you've heard me and Storey argue about Malachi Fields, and he didn't even have him in his top 15. And I love Malachi Fields, and he got higher draft capital than even I thought. 3rd round, they traded up to get him. I hope so, man, because I was talking Malachi Fields up, dude. Love the kid. Love the kid. I said originally I wanted to put him ahead of Carnell Tate. I didn't have I had Carnell Tate at 6. Malachi Fields at 9, I think. But if it wasn't for like having to own these takes, and if I was on ESPN, I would have had that take. If I was Skip Bayless, if I was a clown, a talking head, I would say Malachi Fields is better than Carnell Tate. But I also have to own these picks and have to do range of outcomes and what's most likely to happen with my takes because I'm not an idiot. So that's why I didn't have Malachi Fields higher, but I actually like his game a lot. All right, guys, we are getting in a puppy here. Mouth wants what he wants. I give Mouth what he wants. Maybe sometimes I give it to him in his mouth. Who fucking knows? Ooh, Dakota, as a Niners fan, it's hard for me to pitch Stribling's fantasy value. Well, all the reports, Dakota, have been he's a good blocker, which, it's going to come see the field. It's just be nice for them to say, we love his hands, we love his route running, we love his downfield speed, which I'm sure they do. And I think maybe it's a good thing they're talking about his blocking, right? It's about seeing the field. And, the Stribling case is a bet against Ricky Pearsall's health. That's their Stribling case because Ricky Pearsall, take aside the gunshot, can't stay healthy. Soft tissue. Ricky Pearsall plays like Puka Nacua, and he's just 35 pounds lighter, right? Like, he needs to get out of bounds. He needs to get down. I love Ricky Pearsall, but anyways, Mouse says if I win, I'm doing a shirtless gritty on the channel. Wow. 6 more for the 6 more for the puppy. Get in the puppy. Get in the puppy. Can I get in the puppy? We're getting the puppy. We're getting the puppy. Everyone get in the puppy. That's a puppy. Say puppy. Mine's taking forever to load. 3 more to start. We are in, guys. We are in. 2 more to start. We should fill this up real quick. We're getting in the puppy. That filled up fast. That was all of us at the end there. Let's see what we got here. I have did Mouth not get in this? Dude. Fuck. This is pissing me off. Did this for Mouth. God damn it. Peanut Punch is in here, though. Fucking Mouth pays for it and doesn't even get in. That's discouraging. Very discouraging.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue.
That makes me quite upset. Almost as upset as I was when Mark Andrews got taken by Peanut ahead of me. That was a an anti-mic drop moment. God damn it. Well, it's actually probably better to not get in these if you're trying to win the money because these drafts get too sharp with all of us. Oh, hey, I think Keith is saying he is joining the Patreon. Guys, Keith, if Keith joins the Patreon, if he gets into a tier, we're doing another draft just for Keith joining the Patreon. So, Keith, if you didn't get in this one and neither did Mouth, that's going to earn another draft in the show. I will stay up late. I will drink another 3 or 4 beers, and we're going to do another draft. So, I'll get the notification if you get in. If I don't for some reason, send a chat saying you got in. I'll search my email and I will find it. So yeah, if you get in, I will hop in another draft after this, just for Keith joining the community, and hopefully Keith and Mouth get in that draft. Let's see. CeeDee Lamb is still available. I don't want James Cook, bro. God damn it. I'm doing something different here. I'm taking Saquon Barkley in the first round. All right. Well, if Keith does it, we're doing another draft. Like I said, we will open our arms to you, and I'll open my fly. That's weird. I just took Saquon Barkley in the first round, guys. Just gonna take my guys here. I'm just off James Cook. I don't know. Mouth can chat. He's on turn. Good. And then we'll take Genty, or we'll take Kenneth Walker. We'll take Kenneth Walker, I think. Yep. Let's do that. Two guys I absolutely love. Buck ADP, dude. Jay Flows is a streamer. I don't know. It sounds like a period guy. Jay Flows, maybe he is. I mean, there's a lot of streamers out there. Probably has much better technology than I do. Who doesn't, though? The actual shows, the drafts aren't the best tech, but the actual shows I think are produced pretty well. I do the best with what I have, you know. I really do believe that. This is the puppy. This is the one quarterback. So now you see that there's no quarterbacks going off. One quarterback, Jay. By the way, shout out to Jay, who is the newest professional fanatic in the group. We love you, Jay. Can't wait to do Dynasty with you. Jay you got the 12th pick, right? So you got the wheel, which is pretty nice to have the wheel. Man, that wide receiver group is really bad, and that was kind of the mouse point about Jack Bash. Like, maybe we're underrating Jack Bash because it's Trey Tucker, it's Jalen Naylor, and it's Jack Bash, and Dante Thornton, guys, who had like 17 receptions last year. So Jack Bash is a guy that was super propped up last year in ADP and best balls before the charts came out. He was drafted pretty high, drafted higher than Dante Thornton. Dante Thornton was like a 5th or 6th round pick. Stephon Diggs of the Raiders makes sense, but the thing is, I think Stephon Diggs wants to win, and as much as I think the Raiders will be improved, which I don't even know what that means, really, like, you're not going to the Raiders to win in that division. You're not winning in that division. No fucking know how. There goes Josh Allen to Jake, McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Josh Allen. So who's in this one? So it's me, Jake, Dakota, and Peanuts that we know. Dakota, we'll trade for the 101. We have 9. I already have a deal in place, possibly for the 11th pick, but we're not giving up assets to do that. We're going to do just a pick swap kind of thing. Because I don't like picking 24 and 25. And I don't like the next 2 picks, right? I mean, we're willing to swap to you if that's what you're interested in. So this is probably going to be Tet and T. Higgins. So we'll take Tet. And then we'll take he went running back as well. Can't take those dudes. take Garrett Wilson. I think. There goes Garrett Wilson. He should take T. Higgins if he's smart. He knows what's good for him. And then I might have to take Emeka Ebigbu, who I just don't want to take, and he doesn't. He takes Kyron Williams. Cool. We'll take T. Higgins. Gives us a Joe Burrow possibility at 59, which is after his ADP. So we'll see if he falls. Jamar Chase team will probably scoop him up, but that would be 10 picks ahead of ADP. Guy doesn't have a running back, so I guess we will see about that. But 7 wins sounds about fair, Hetzer. That sounds about fair. Like I said, we have the 9th pick. I'm potentially moving back to 11 with MVP. Me and Storey, we're trying to work that out right now. Well, more so, he hasn't responded. He said he wants to move off the 11. And if that doesn't happen, I think I would take the 1. I just don't like 24, 25. Like, that's such a long way to wait in Dynasty. Now you're getting older players. Being we're in the middle to end, you get a chance to have, like, impact players that are young. But you get the advantage of having either Jamar Chase or Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs with the 101. I think the ideal pick in Dynasty would be like 3, 4, and 5. It's probably the sweet spot because you get whoever doesn't get taken, you get that earlier 2nd round pick. Mouth, don't you have 3 or 4? I would not trade off 3 or 4, brother. There goes Bucky. There goes Javonte. DJ Moore to Jake. And by the way, Jake with the 6th pick. So that is the second highest I've ever, or that's tied for the highest I've ever seen you have, Jake. We didn't mention Jake had the 6th pick. Holy shit. Still not a top 5 pick though. So we know that'll never happen. That'll never happen. If you ever do one without us in the stream, you got to send the screenshot and like with your shirt off, dancing, you know, do something like that. Do that. Oh. Keith became a professional fanatic. Is that what I'm seeing? Is that what I'm reading? A professional fanatic for Keith? That's a big jump. That's a big start right there. Keith's a fanatic, guys. So let's just make sure that's there. It is. Keith, a professional motherfucking fanatic. And holy moly, I'll wait for him to get back in the chat. Well, I'll give him out of applause here. And I might have to have my wife come in here and show her titties for that one. Unfortunately, that'd probably be the end of the show because I'd get just banned from YouTube. Probably not worth it, but I mean, that's something. David Montgomery, it's picked by Jake. There goes Lamar. Dude, did this guy take Joe Burrow? He did not take Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, that kid is back on the escalator again. He should fall to me, right? I mean, he really should. Running backs are gross. So we have options here, guys. We have a lot of options. We have Devontae Adams falling. We have Roma Dunze falling. And we have, that's it. So just don't take him. Hey-oh, we got our boy. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't need a running back for a while, so Jeb done some public Yahoo redrafts and best ball. They're pretty solid, man. I prefer DraftKings. DraftKings is the best. Honestly, Underdog is the most well-known, but I think DraftKings is the best. We have Carnell Tate available. Holy fuck, but I don't want that. I'm going to take Brian Thomas. No, you know what? I'm going to take Carnell Tate. Let's take a little Carnell Tate in our life. The guy I have just disparaged for mouth. Plus Rob said he give mouth. Appreciate you, Dakota. That's going to earn. That also earns a beer chug and a shot We appreciate that. We're doing another draft, and we're gonna do a puppy after this again. Again, sorry, I know I like to do the $3 ones because again I'm poor. You know, I don't like to do that much money in terms of before the buys and even this early in May. But tonight's a celebration because we got a new professional fanatic, which is a big deal around here. They don't come around all day. Eventually they will. I think people will eventually catch on that this is a very dynamic program, a very knowledgeable program, a pretty wacky, wild program with the best goddamn community east and west of the Mississippi, because we're all scattered across the globe, at least across this country. It won't let me say give mouth. Mal took Genty and Hampton. Keith, big old Keith, the professional fanatic start. That's huge. That's big time. I'm going to hit you up. I'll give you the Discord invite after the show is over, Keith. We're doing another draft because of you. Also, Dakota dropped $10, but we're doing another puppy. We're going to wait and make sure all of us get in there. So hopefully you can draft the next draft with us. But I'm going to get you an invite to the Discord after this. I'll chat with you solo in there. You get a bunch of perks with being a fanatic. So I will be, I'll send you some gear as well, my dude. So fanatics do get gear upon joining. They get a hat and a shirt on me just for being the man. So as well as all the other stuff you can read. There's a lot of shit that comes with every tier, but that's the you get everything as a fanatic. You also get a night with my wife, so that's still in discussion with her. She's got giant tits. She's a blonde. It's hard to see in the short thing, but in the small camera. But she's very pretty. Dakota loves her. She's 36, so I mean, I don't know, mid-30s girls, kind of okay, but she's special. So. Jay flows with Jaden Daniels and Dak Prescott. I don't know if I like that pick. He doesn't. What is he doing? He has no stacks with either of the guys. This guy's a streamer. I hear he's a streamer. Tucker Craft is 78. Jay, we can't wait for the season to start, honestly. Let's see what I have here and what I need. I have 3 receivers. I have 2 running backs. I see Harry Fanny on the board. I don't like that. I see, God damn it, nothing really great. I see Cortland Sutton on the board, but I don't really like that either. Jordan Addison on the board. That's pretty cool. Chris Godwin. I kind of like that. This is a rough pick for me, man. I don't really see shit. I see Tony Pollard. I do see Tony Pollard on the board, who and just gets taken right in front of me. Cool. So let's take Cortland Sutton, a naked Cortland Sutton, and then we're going to probably pop either Monungai, Jalen Warren, Monungai, or Blake Corum. Any of those guys. JD, 100%, dude. Cheers to big tits. We all love big tits. I was the other night wondering why we like big tits so much. Like, you know, there's like tits and ass guys, and like the correct answer is both. That's what we want, both. But like tits, I don't know. It's just I mean, I love them. I don't know why I love them. Can anyone explain to me why we love tits? Like, what do tits do for us? Like, it's cool to suck on them, have them bouncing in our face, and cleavage is awesome. But like as a kid, I know we all love tits because we don't know anything else. It's like tits, okay. Let's take Kyle Monungai. $7 p.m. is the start of our Dynasty Startup League, which is going to be great. Slow draft, 4 hours. We'll be chatting about that shit on the chat. Mouse, I'm a booty guy. Tits weren't a thing for me as much. I mean, I think the correct answer is both, guys. I mean, you know, like the correct answer is, I think the wrong answer is cock. If someone's like, hey, guys, what's your favorite aspect of a girl? And they say cock, you know, nowadays there's some girls that do have cocks. And they're not real girls, but they look like girls. So, ooh, there you go, DD. If you were breastfed, that's an underlying respect. Yeah, right? I give you that. I will give you that. Chris Godwin, Harold Fannin. Up in 15 picks.
What's happening here?
That French animal bit my ear off!
Well, that's an absurd exaggeration. My apologies, Bidwell.
He look in our tent. He look at my woman. He saw her breast.
Her breast? You saw her breast?
I've said it before and I said it again. Any man who look on her will die.
Hey. What a great clip. What a great clip that is, guys. So I got to stack something else here. And we have Tat T. Higgins, Carnell Tate, Cortland Sutton. So I think we're going to wait at quarterback. Tat T. Higgins, Sutton. Bo Nix might be sitting there for us. But I'm going to pop Patrick Mahomes in there, Bo Nix in there. And then nothing else is really popping off. This is grody here. This is quite grody. Kyle Pitts is still available. That's pretty cool. I like me some Kyle Pitts. Goes Jared Goff. Mouth, unfortunately, I am using my stupid Android tonight because I can't get to my iPhone on this stream. So I can't go to Discord and view your team. So you're going to have to read it off for us. Or you can send it to me in the Discord and I can read it off myself. That's probably the best play. I do have the phone available. It's just not, linked to the screen here. Bo Nix was taken. Go fuck yourself. Patrick Mahomes was taken. Kyle Pitts might be there. And let's see. I have 4 receivers, 3 running backs. There's Josh Downs. Kyler Murray could be an option. So could these guys at 140. So, okay. Oh, man, we might get a stinky Pitts in this team. Let's do it. Don't double up. You don't have a quarterback there, no brain. He has no brain, though, so. Oh, I'll take Kyle Pitts. Well-rounded squad. And he takes Kyle Pitts for his second tight end. You piece of shit. That kid is back on the escalator again. Fuck yourself. Let's switch it up here and go. No, I'm going to do this. Matthew Golden. Take some upside receivers. I'm going to go a little lighter on the stacking here. And there goes 2 quarterbacks. I'm going to take Xavier Worthy as well. Making up wide receiver from that running back start still. So now we are sitting with 6 receivers and 3 running backs with Joe Burrow. So the tight end's going to be rough on this team. This has to be a 3 tight end build. I can look at where Rome went in this one for you, dude. Rome went usually in the 60s, right? Rome went 57 in this one. 57 overall, which is end of the 5th round. Pretty fair. Usually goes between like 55 and 63 is typically where he goes. I feel like it's a pretty good value pick, man. Jonathan Brooks at the board at 114. Guys, Jonathan Brooks was going in the 140s literally 2 weeks ago. And now he is going. That's not his ADP. His ADP is like 128. But that is wild. Now I'm not a Jonathan Brooks guy. Like at this point, like I'm a Chuba Hubbard guy because I'm in these best ball drafts. I'm not taking Jonathan Brooks only 45 to 50 picks after Chuba Hubbard. Like, nope. I love the guy, but not worth it. There's no upside there. So I don't know. I think we were on the Jonathan Brooks train way before. We were getting Jonathan Brooks in the 13th fucking round. Now he's going in the 10th round. That's crazy shit. That is crazy shit. Tyrone Tracy, Aaron Jones. Tyrone Tracy hype is kind of going up a little bit as well. So we need to Man, quarterbacks are gross. We need to get some quarterbacks too. Yeah, as I'm saying, round 10, like round 11, too high. Round 12, I'm in. Round 13, I loved. And round 14, I just couldn't. I had to click that button every time. But round 10 for Jonathan Brooks, like the value is getting zapped there. I mean, essentially now he can't. In round 13, he could have not started a single game in return value, being the 1B, right? Even the 2A, right? If you want to say that just the 2. A 2A means he gets a little more work than a typical backup. Can return value there. No way Jonathan Brooks is returning value without a game missed by Chuba Hubbard unless he overtakes him in the 10th round. There's just no way. JD, the answer is Rome had his breakout season last year. He happened to get hurt. So Rome was, what was it, a touchdown a game? Did he have 6 touchdowns after 6 weeks, or 6 after 7 weeks, whatever it was? He was a wide receiver 1 the first third of the season. And then he got injured. And that was actually before Caleb Williams actually started playing well, which is the upside case for Rome Odunze. Now they take away DJ Moore, and I am a Rome guy over a Luther Burden guy. Not saying I don't like Luther Burden. Give me Rome Odunze all day. And we're going to have to go ahead and I am taking all of the deep shot wide receivers here. This is going to be great. And now we take Cam Ward to pair up with Carnell Tate. This receiver core, Golden, Worthy, and Shaheed, these are some best ball guys, if you say that. These are best ball dudes. Now we have plenty of options. I'm fine with taking a Shedeur Sanders or someone shitty at quarterback because I have Joe Burrow. Need to make up running back here because the wide receiver core is good, and I'm taking a bunch of tight ends, boys. All right. This is a fun team I'm drafting. Not a lot of us in here, so it's a nice thing. You think Brooks will be RB1 by next season? By next season, yeah. They did sign Chuba Hubbard last year to a pretty decent extension. Off the top of my head, I think it was 4 years, $32 million. But from my recollection, it was only 3 years guaranteed. So that would give him under contract next year as well. I think there's a chance Jonathan Brooks is the RB1 by this season. But I'm not going to bank on that. I'm not going to draft like that, right? Like I think Chuba Hubbard's now a value. It was a foot injury, right? Was Rome Odunze, who's in here? Was it a Blake? Are you still in here? Can someone look it up for me? Was Rome Odunze? It was a foot injury, right? I believe it was a foot injury, not a Liz Frank, but yeah, it was a stress fracture in his foot. It wasn't a knee injury, which, you know what? I actually don't mind. I know foot injuries can be tricky, but it's not something that's going to hamper him, right? And like he came back early. He missed those 3 games and came back because they were in the playoffs and just was not the same. And even with the stats I mentioned, guys, Rome Odunze was not playing good football last year. He was dropping passes. He was just a little bit loose on his routes, not really not selling some of them, not really it wasn't clean, right? And that was the biggest problem with the Bears offense last year throughout the year was DJ Moore doesn't run really clean routes. He's really loose with them. And Luther Burden's a guy that could do that, right? He's a tactician, but he's still super raw, so thank you, Jay. Yeah, I do like this team so far. Last night, I didn't like the team. And I think the last time we drafted, I think I had 2 kind of stinkers. So, although as much as I like my team we drafted earlier, the Superflex, unfortunately, Jake and Dakota had like godly teams. And it kind of overshadowed me and Mouse team. Yeah, so stress fracture in his foot, which is fine. Oh, Bryce Young, you son of a bitch. You have Josh Allen and Mahomes. Why are you doing that, Jake? You don't need that. You don't need that, brother. Mendoza is available. I want that. Samson, Singleton. Well, I got to take tight end here really badly, so. We'll take Sadiq. And who's my other quarterback? Cam Ward. There's no tight end to really take there. Man, I'll take Chicaconquo. Let's just take some dudes that I know are going to be playing that I kind of like. Nice little pairing there. Yeah, I know. I guess I didn't need him. I just kind of wanted Bryce because I have Ted McMillan. Oh, this is Quentin Johnson by 10 miles, Dakota. And, I've had a very interesting relationship with Quentin Johnson throughout my tenure on the show. But Travis Hunter's not really, he's not going to be playing full-time offense, and it's a crowded room. And he has Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback opposed to Justin Herbert, who is a fucking great arm and can throw downfield. Travis Hunter's going to be getting designed bubble screens next year, which is fine, but he's 180 pounds. It's not even close, right? Is that a trick question or something? I'm going to put on my my flock fantasy cap here for a second. Here we go. Well, if you look at it, if you're playing a IDP league and you get 3 points per tackle, then I think that the good play is Travis Hunter. Thank you, Mason. Appreciate that. I'm just gonna have conversations with Mason on some of these streams. If I get drunk enough, it's just me and Mason talking. Mason, are you a boob or a butt guy? Well, if you think about it, like if you really run the numbers, all girls have both. But the thing is, some girls have breast cancer, so they have to have a boob removed. So I think the smart thing to say is I'm an ass guy, because at least no matter what, I know I'm always going to have an ass. There's a chance this girl has to have a boob removed, and then the boob guy thing doesn't work. Thank you, Mason, for your intel there. You're awesome.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. That is a great idea.
Those are the only kind I have.
I can hear my hair growing. You want some soup?
What is your guys' answer? Am I off base here with the Quentin Johnson by 10 miles? That's my quote. And there goes Singleton. I'm probably going to have shitty-ass running backs, but do I still have 3 running backs? I have 3 fucking running backs. Okay, now it's time to take running backs, and that's why I love Keith. He knows Grandma's boy. Deep cut right there, buddy. There is not a lot left here, so we're going to have to go ahead and take running back. If you guys like Grandma's Boy, you have to watch Strange Wilderness. That's a Ray pick he told me about. I hadn't seen. It's right on par with Grandma's Boy in terms of tone. It's got Jonah Hill in it. Go check out Strange Wilderness. Steve Zahn, if you remember Steve Zahn from Saving Silverman. He was never really a thing, but pretty funny dude. Yeah, check out Strange Wilderness. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, man. Super easy watch. Tyler Algier off the board. We are going to have to go ahead and take Tank Bigsby again. This is another Tank. I have Saquon Barkley, so get some insurance there. And I can't wait for Kamani Vidal because let's see. Let's take Mike Washington. Let's do that. Let's take some shots at some running backs here. And then I need one more tight ends. Do I roll? I only have 2 quarterbacks too. Joe Burrow and Cam Ward. So I'm done at wide receiver. I have to take another tight end. So that might be it for me at running back. I'll only take a quarterback if it's got to be Sanders or Deshaun Watson, but I bet Dakota takes Deshaun Watson. Is that going to happen? Where's Dakota sitting at here? He has Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, and he's about to have Deshaun Watson here with pick 194. I called it. Yeah, that's Jonah Hill's main contribution to that movie, besides being funny in the whole thing, but is sucking on the boob for 14 hours. And you know what? That doesn't even count because that chick had fake tits. Fake tits don't count as tits. Like it's like sucking on a fucking piece of plastic. All right. I owe for Dakota's $10 holler and Mouth at a $10 holler. Typically every $20 that is super chatted, I'm going to do a chug and a beer. So let's get that going here while we get the last couple picks here. We'll do draft grades. And we're doing one more, guys. We are kind of funny. We're doing a 3 draft night the night before the schedule release when we shouldn't be doing it. We're being naughty. And there goes Deshaun Watson at 191. I thought you'd wait and take him at 194. You couldn't risk it, though. Here we go, boys. And here we go, boys. That's how we do it. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Steve Zahn, but there is a really awesome movie he's in. God, what's it called? Hold on, it's with it's set in Hawaii. It's like a thriller. Why Steve Zahn? Perfect Getaway, guys. 2009. If you have not seen that, it's got Timothy Oliphant in it as well, who I'm a big fan of. Dude, that movie, woo! I'm telling you, dude, it could have been not a Tarantino, but I don't want to give away too much, but it's not what you expect as you're watching it. So if you want to watch a movie that's gonna blow your mind, it's fucking great, man. It's a little gem. So it's about time we take our boy Jake Tungis to complete the tight end room. And then we also take Shedeur Sanders to complete. Ooh, Aaron Rodgers was available, but I don't want that. We'll take Shedeur, or do we take a running back? Fuck it. We're gonna go with Joe Burrow. Maybe Braylon Allen, actually. All right. Two quarterback build with Cam Ward. I'm going in on Cam Ward. This is a Cam Ward team as much as it's a Joe Burrow team. I am in on Cam Ward, so it's nice to actually, it's one thing to draft him. It's another thing to take a 2 quarterback build with Cam Ward. And I am in on him. He's a very durable dude. I think he's going to take a leap and be maybe quarterback 15 this year. What I'm going to need. I don't need to be a quarterback 1. Give me quarterback 15 with Joe Burrow being quarterback 2, and this team has a real shot. We'll see how it grades out, though, gentlemen. Again, stick around. We're going to do another draft after this. Shout out to our newest boy, Keith, a professional fanatic. And you're going to get the invite to the Discord when I get done with this show. You're going to love the layout. It's a really, really great place to be. And what do we is Hetzer in here? Hetzer, are you in here? Tell me if you're in here. Because I'm trying to find something. God damn. What do we call it, Hetzer? What do we call anyone? What do we call the Discord in the community? Anyone help me out with this? Need some help because I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's I'm asking you what the Discord's called. What is it? What is the community called? It's the place to be. Thank you.
What do you call it, Kramer? It was. Come on, Rudy. Come on. We call it the place to be. The place to be. Yes.
It's the place to be. All right, draft grades. We'll get Mouth in here. Mouth can send his. Hopefully, he sends his team. We can grade his team as well. Which, you know what? Sometimes it's nice to not fucking draft with all of us sharps because you end up getting a better team. Dakota, you're rocking Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Deshaun Watson. I was texting someone. Hopefully it was a whore, Hetzer. Tell me it was a whore at least. Or a family member, one of the two, which shouldn't be linked together, but you know what I mean. Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Deshaun Watson. Surprise, surprise. Dakota, let us know in the chat. What is your share of Deshaun Watson? What is your percentage? Are you at like 50%? I got to hear because it has to be 50%, right? It's cooked because you didn't get David Njoku? Bro, he's a second tight end on the Chargers. I think you're okay. Maybe not, but I don't think that's what cooked it, if that's what you're saying. What is your share of Deshaun Watson? I think you said it was 45% last I checked. It's got to be pushing 50%, dude. Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Deshaun Watson, solid quarterback room. Jahmyr Gibbs, Quinshon Judkins, Kenneth Gainwell, and Nick Singleton. Now, this is aggressive. I thought my running back room was a little light, but I wish you had Dylan Sampson on this team because of Quinshon Judkins and that injury. I love Judkins, But I like Kenneth Gainwell as your 3 to give you some consistent points week in, week out. And I love Nick Singleton. So Drake London, Devonta Smith, Jamison Williams, DK Metcalf, Concepcion, Isaac Tesla, Jawan Jennings, and Dontavian Wicks with Sam Laporta, Eli Stowers, and Terrence Ferguson. 41% for Dakota for Watson. Why did you want David Njoku? You don't have a stack with him. What are you talking about? Your tight ends are fine. Sam Laporta, Stowers, Ferguson. Like, I like Ferguson actually more than Stowers, but you have the stack. You're fine. I don't know what you're talking about. In terms of the team, Jalen Hurts stack with Devonta Smith, Dontavian Wicks, and Eli Stowers. Jared Goff, you have Jamison Williams and Isaac Tesla and Sam Laporta. Deshaun Watson stacked up with Casey Concepcion. Running back room is an issue. Dude, David Njoku's not a boom guy anymore. If you want to think he is, like, Rondé Gadsden's the guy that's going to have the bigger weeks. He's a better real-life player at this point than fantasy player, so you might have dodged a bullet there. You didn't need a 4 tight end team. Maybe he's a starting tight end there. We'll see. I would still rather have Gadsden in a vacuum for sure, but price point, yes, Njoku is a better value than Gadsden. We'll see how I think it's going to end up being like Gadsden will go tight end 14, and I think that Njoku will go tight end 17. I think that Gadsden will still be drafted ahead of him, and I think he should because it's fantasy football. You don't get points for picking. What do we think about Ferguson's a fine pick. I love Terrence Ferguson, man. Not for redraft at all because you'll never know which one of those tight ends is going to catch a touchdown or be featured, but he's going to have 4 or 5 weeks where he catches a touchdown and has, a long catch. He is their downfield threat at tight end. I like this team. The running back situation is a little rough. This is risky business. And I forgot you also have Gibbs with Jared Goff. So the Gainwell thing is nice. I just wish you had one more running back. I don't know. I know you don't need Wicks. Too much stacking, I guess, is my thing because you have Stowers or Jawan Jennings is probably the pick I would take away Jawan Jennings. If you take away Jawan Jennings and you add a running back there, let's just say it's Dylan Sampson. Let's say you reach for Dylan Sampson as your RB4. That's what I would have wanted. Because what is Jawan Jennings going to offer this team? I mean, you like him more than me. I don't get it. It's not stacked. That's what I'm gonna gripe on. It was only 1 pick after ADP. I'm gonna go with I agree with Jake, B to B plus because I do like this team. But it's risky with the running back room. And if you had gone running back, you could pull off a 4 running back build. But I get all that, Dakota. What you did was great. I'm just the injury thing with running backs is always a concern. So, and I love Judkins, dude. If it was Jahmyr Gibbs and Travis Etienne, even, and I'm saying I actually think they're pretty close, but a guy drafted higher, right? Not so much Etienne, but someone higher than Quinshon Judkins. Let's say it's Kenneth Walker. Let's say you went running back, Gibbs and Kenneth Walker. Now I'm fine with going with 4 running backs. That's how I'm gonna just ding you a little bit. Solid B. Dakota, what do you guys all have? Dakota J, what do you have for your team, Dakota? It's a good team. I can't give it an A because it's got a lot of risk to it. If you had Samson, it's a B plus. There you go. Right. So Samson would have been a reach for Samson. It would have been that Jawan Jennings pick. Or just take Wicks off. Now you're losing a stack there. And you would be taking a guy, a strict handcuff type running back. But even a guy like Ollie Gordon with your last pick, like if you had taken an earlier tight end 3, somebody that could get some work just to give you a little security to get you not a zero burger on buys and injuries. But yeah, dude, it's a good team. We have Jake here who always fucking draft good teams, you prick. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Bryce Young. Nice Bryce Young steal for me. Appreciate you, Jake. Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, David Montgomery, Blake Corum, Dylan Sampson, and Emmanuel Wilson. This is too many running backs. Holy shit, this running back room is sick. DJ Moore, Brian Thomas, Michael Pittman, Khalil Shakir, Calvin Ridley, Tyreek Hill, and Tucker Kraft, Dalton Kincaid, David Njoku. So, man, why did you take Emmanuel Wilson here? I need you to explain that. I know you love taking running backs, but Dylan Sampson is your 5, Blake Corum is your 4, and David Montgomery is your 3, and you have Christian McCaffrey and Chase Brown. Like, this is a 5 running back team. Has to be a 5 running back team. This could be a 4 running back team with Blake Corum. After Dylan Sampson, you got to not take Emmanuel Wilson. He's a floor play and a guy that's going to get you through the early part of the season. And your early part of the season is fucking golden, brother. So this needs to be a wide receiver in that Emmanuel Wilson spot. You should be a 5-7, 3-5-7-3. So I'm going to ding you on I'm going to ding you on the build here for sure. As much as that DJ Moore, Brian Thomas is your 2, Pittman's your 3, Shakir's your 4. I think I like Shakir as your 4 in terms of where he slots in more than any of the other guys. And like Tyreek Hill, when is he even coming back? We didn't have a team yet. God, because I like what you did, honestly. Like if you had just stopped at Blake Corum, this should probably be a 4 running back team. Because you just saw Dakota do a 4 running back team with way worse running backs. Man, I hate to do it. This is a C-. Just because I just feel like you're gonna have so many points on the bench for your running back room. Like you can only start 3, and Blake Corum's gonna what if Blake Corum becomes a starter? It's like now you have Dylan Sampson is never gonna see your lineup, and Emmanuel Wilson will never see your lineup. So, what do you guys think? I got it, Mouth. I'll give you that. It's just too much. Like again, this team could still be fine because the players you picked are dope. Allen, Mahomes, and Bryce Young, elite quarterback room. Your running back room is God. I just don't know if your wide receiver room is going to be enough, right? And you're only going to play 3 wide receivers. This is never going to be your wide receiver. Your flex will never be a wide receiver. That is an upside thing. It's David Montgomery as your flex, or Blake Corum, or even maybe Dylan Sampson over Calvin Ridley, for instance. And Kraft, Kincaid, and Njoku, so it's fine. Maybe I'm going to go, did I say C-? I'll go C. Maybe I'll go C on this one. Just because the build. I got to punish the build. The player, I love the players, honestly. Brian Thomas, I'm really high on. Do I want to trust it? Do I want to trust Brian Thomas as my 2? It needs to be a 3 or 4. It's just the Emmanuel Wilson pick, and I think Dylan Sampson wasn't necessary, but I love Dylan Sampson. That's just all because the team is actually going to be fine. It's just I don't know this wide receiver room is if Tyreek Hill doesn't sign or doesn't come back till late, and Calvin Ridley somehow gets isn't as involved. You're literally relying on Shakir, Pittman, Brian Thomas, and DJ Moore. That's wild. But the running back room A+, quarterback room A+. False. What would you give it, Jake? I don't want to make sure I'm not too far off base. Keith says C. It just sucks because this could be this would if you had just done a couple things different. I know in the draft it's like one of those things where I do it all the time too, and it's just like, well, why didn't I do this? It's so easy to play the after the fact game. All right, we are going to my squad. We have a 2 quarterback build here. This is not Superflex, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but we have Joe Burrow and Cameron Ward with Saquon Barkley, Kenneth Walker, Kyle Monangai, Tank Bigsby, Mike Washington, and Braylon Allen with Ted McMillan, T. Higgins, Carnell Tate, Cortland Sutton, Matthew Golden, Xavier Worthy, and Rashid Shaheed, Sadiq Okonkwo, and Jake Tunges. So in terms of sacks, we're looking at Joe Burrow with T. Higgins, Cam Ward with Carnell Tate. Is that it? I guess it's not the heaviest stack team I've ever had. Maybe that's why I liked it so much, because I think all these players I love, and I think it's a good team. But I have 1 stack each. I guess I have. No, is that all I have? Am I tripping right now? So okay, one stack each. So I didn't reach for the guys late for my stacks, but at least I have a stack for each quarterback. This should grade well. It's a really good team, but didn't quite hit the mark. So quarterbacks aren't the best, but Barkley, Walker, I like Monangai as a 3, and then 3 just kind of lottery ticket guys that I do kind of like. Got Tank Bigsby for some Saquon insurance. Ted McMillan, T. Higgins, Carnell Tate, Cortland Sutton as a 4. I do love the last 3 guys, Matthew Golden, Xavier Worthy, and Shaheed. Those are best ball guys, dude. They're going to they're going to have some blow up weeks. A lot of 2 for 30s, 2 for 25s in there, but I don't care. That's the last guys. And then Sadiq, Jake Tunges. So it's going to grade well, but unfortunately having 1 stack each, I know it's not the worst thing in the world. And they're good stacks, right? T. Higgins with Joe Burrow and Carnell Tate with Cam Ward. I probably should have taken 1 more, That was yeah, Dakota, you took 4 running backs though. Like that's a gamble. You got to start 2, sometimes 3 running backs. I got to start 1 quarterback, right? Like that's not as much of a gamble in my mind as taking 4 running backs. Is that right? Let's go check this. I think that what's a bigger gamble? I just want to know. I'm just curious. What's a bigger gamble? Gibbs, Judkins, Gainwell, or Singleton? Or, and now it is Joe Burrow, guys, who never plays a full year. But Joe Burrow, Cam Ward. What's a bigger gamble? Those 2 quarterbacks are having 4 running backs. Maybe the bigger gamble is me having only 2 stacks in this team. I guess I just didn't realize that, and I was just taking value. So we have B, B, B plus, B plus, B plus. So yeah, it's hard to give an A to this team. I get it, Dakota, and I'm not. I mean, my team is tied to Cam Ward. Obviously, I have. When I took Carnell Tate, a guy I don't really like, I'm tying this team to Cam Ward in a way, and that's true. But I mean, Joe Burrow. It's not like I have fucking Trevor Lawrence or something as my number 1. Like Joe Burrow, if he stays healthy, he's gonna be awesome. It's also, yeah, Puppy, good call, Peanut. I mean, I'm gonna ding this team, not even because of 2 quarterback thing, because it is what it is. Like, if one of them gets hurt or Cam Ward sucks, this team's done. My stacking, my lack of stacking, only 2 stacks, like that's I'm digging it. I'm dinging the team for that right there. It's gonna be dinged. You know what? I'm gonna since Peanut said he didn't even really say it wasn't necessarily towards me, so like big swings on the Puppy. That's great. Peanut punches team real quick. So I'm in a pretty good mood and I'm pretty drunk. Again, I do want to try to keep it to community members to just kind of give you guys the advantage. But let's go through his team real quick. Drake May, Mendoza, Kirk Cousins. So this is essentially a 2 quarterback team as well, but you have both of them, I suppose. Keith has to roll, he says. He has a husband duty calls. That means he's going to make love to his wife. I love that, Keith. Appreciate you. And I'm going to send it tonight. You get it tomorrow, whatever, join. And then we'll be on tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central, if you want to check out that show with 2 of the OGs, Nick O and Mike Storey. Talking schedule release. Drake May, Mendoza, Kirk Cousins, Bijan, Dowdle, Aaron Jones, Tyrone Tracy, Emmett Johnson, A.J. Brown, Luther Burden, Terry McLaurin, Mekhi Lemon, Ricky Pearsall, Stephon Diggs, Zach Branch, and Troy Franklin with Brock Bowers and Hunter Henry. Nice two tight end build there with Brock Bowers. That's all you need with Brock Bowers. If Brock Bowers gets hurt, your team's fucked anyway. So that's a smart decision there. And you have the stacks with both your tight ends. You have Stephon Diggs, who might be stacked with your quarterbacks. What do you guys think for this team? Appreciate you, Keith. You're the man. What do you guys have for this team? Running backs, it's pretty well built. Little thin there with Rico as a 2, but I love Tracy as the 4, right? I'm not a big Aaron Jones guy. He'll be fine early in the year. Tyrone Tracy, same thing. So you have those guys early in the year. Mekhi Lemon is a 4. So A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown will be stacked with Drake May too. Let's talk about that as well. So yeah, this is a solid B because I do appreciate the build here. Aggressive at quarterback, aggressive at tight end. You stacked a bunch. As much as I don't love I don't love Troy Franklin. I don't know. I had to take Troy Franklin. That's the pick that's a wasted pick. Troy Franklin is terrible, and he's barely going to see the field. You don't have Bo Nix. You took him 16 picks ahead of ADP. Don't take Troy Franklin there. And I'm trying to think who else I would have you take. Another wide receiver that's not named Troy Franklin. That's my answer. So because of the Troy Franklin pick, I'm going to downgrade it like a half letter grade. B minus for me, B minus, because I do appreciate everything else you did here. What do you guys have for this? It's hard to. I'm punishing him for the fucking 193rd pick, but Bandit says B. Yeah, I'm going B minus. I'm punishing him from B to B minus because of Troy Franklin pick, and I could be wrong on that one, but Troy Franklin's terrible. I don't think he's very good. Yeah, it's a lot of Raiders stuff, but it's the right Raiders, right? It's Brock Bowers, and it could be Stephon Diggs. So It's the right Raiders, mostly just because it's Brock Bowers. That's the right Raider. Mouth sticking to his appreciate that Mouth, and I like to do that as well. But I figure I'd give out a couple nice grades. Peanut doesn't do Discord, even though Discord is just essentially a group chat, and I highly recommend it because I was not a Discord guy as well. But I appreciate Mouth's stance here. I love Mal. What our community is the best. You guys are the best. All right, let's. I'm gonna get to Mouse Team. I gotta read Mouse Team off here first. I can't get it on the screen unfortunately, but we'll read it off and we'll get into one more puppy. We have from Mouth Bo Nix, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, Breece Hall, Tony Pollard, and Woody Marks. Good running back room. Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, Breece Hall, Tony Pollard, and Woody Marks. Bo Nix, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers. Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Roma Dunze, DK Metcalf, Khalil Shakir, Jalen Coker, Brandon Ayuk, Calvin Ridley, with Harold Fannin and Pat Freiermuth. So, Pat Freiermuth is stacked. We have Jalen Waddle stacked. We have Geno Smith stacked with. Am I missing someone? Breece Hall. So the quarterback room is weak, but I do like Geno Smith and Aaron Rodgers. Like that's a fine 3 quarterback build in a puppy. Breece Hall as your 3, Tony Pollard as your 4, Woody Marks as your 5. Good running back room. Garrett Wilson with Geno Smith. That's what's up. So man, this is you didn't like this team. You didn't like this team, Mouth. I like this team. The tight end room is rough, which is rare for you. You always draft heavy tight end. I'm giving this one a B+, bro. Peanut going right back here. Listener, subscriber, but group chats just aren't my thing. Thank you for the review. That's fair, man. To each their own. To each their own. So I'm giving this a B+, dude. This is a really good team. I know you guys can't see it on the screen, but Bo Nix, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Genty, Hampton, Breece Hall, Tony Pollard, Woody Marks. Receivers, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Roma Dunze, DK Metcalf's the 4, Shakir's the 5, Coker, Ayuk, and Calvin Ridley. The tight ends suck. Harold Fannin and Pat Freiermuth. B+. B+. I'm going B+ for this team. It's a good team. All right, I'm going to play a clip here. I have to take a tinkle and then get a beer. And then whoever else wants to draft with us next draft. I think what Mouth is saying is there's a lot of different ways to support the channel, and liking the video and subscribing is a way to support the channel. And I have a lot of people that do other things. That's unfortunately not going to keep the show on air forever, but it is, it's a free country, right? His point, and we do appreciate any supports that we get from anyone. That's, I guess, the way I'll leave it. So I'm going to take a quick tinkle and grab a brewski, and we will be back in 45 seconds or so, and then we'll do another draft. Probably last draft. Pretty slow. There we go.
Jay Quellen. No Jay Quellen here?
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. Balake. Where is Balake at? Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Do you want to go to war, Balake?
No.
D Nice. Is there a D Nice?
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a bitch! Ron. Where are you? Where is Ron right now?
Here.
I said it like 4 times, so why didn't you say it the first time I said Ron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a bitch!
All right, last frosty beverage here of the night. Where are we at here? Yeah, they end up doing like how many puppies they end up having? Like someone said it's 62% of the way full. There's ends up being like the puppy 5 or some shit. GT in the chat. What's going on, GT? How you doing? Oh, God, you guys saw the code from my podcast phone. I'm going to get hacked. All right, Wet Willie. Look at Wet Willie. What a nice name. 4 quarterbacks. Ew, bad team. All right. Who's all in a draft here? Now, this is a Coors Light. Who's all in the draft here, guys? Let me know, and we will hop in one more when we're ready. Do we all want to do the puppy? We want to do Superflex? What do we want to do? Let me know. We'll do a community vote. Whoever's in the draft, community vote, let me know. Look at the punch, the peanut punch. Earned himself a nice little review and a thank you and a cheers from the Professional Fanatics community, and Mouth will probably salute you as well. Look at that. See, you getting love from the people. A Girls Light. I'm poor, bro. So I'm an IPA guy, dude. But you also know I drink fucking 12 to 15 drinks when I drink. So and I still drink 10 or 12 IPAs. I can't drink a 12-pack IPA a day. Like, I can't. Trust me, I love good beer. Special occasions, bro. I also love good bourbon, which I will splurge on because I could sip on bourbon, but I can't sip on beer. I drink IPAs like they're light beers. Sucks. One night back drinking IPAs again on the stream all the time. GT is the GOAT. So, hey, what do we want to do, guys? We want to do everyone vote. We want to do a puppy. We want to do a field general. Those are the two options. I don't want to do anything more just since it's fucking before bye week. So, what do we got? Let me know, guys. No, I don't want to do it. I can't do it $8 before bye weeks. I can't. I have $1,000 budget on these things for the whole year. Guys, I've told you, and I think all of you guys are going to be light on this. It's a 5-to-1 ratio. 5 times as much in redraft as we have in best ball. I'm going to have about $6,000 in redraft this year. I'm going to have $1,000 in best ball. That's my limit. And we're in May. And I'm already well over $130 drafted. We got to have it. 5-to-1, guys. Minimum 5-to-1 ratio if you want to win money. Now, we could win a lot of these best ball tournaments, but it's not a good return always. Unless you're doing sit and goes. If you're doing the individual leagues, then I will dominate best ball every year, but there's not as big of returns, right? I'd like to win like $10,000 one year just on one tournament, which I think we will. One of us will, like, for sure this year with all these tournaments because we're drafting some bangers. Hey, Keith's in here. Well, Keith is the Professional Fanatic now. So we are doing a puppy. Dakota, you want to join? Someone want to join, be a sacrificial dude for us so we all get in. And when you see Dakota say 7 or 8 left, then we hop in the puppy. So we're going to do a puppy. I'm a little delayed, guys. What you hear is about 20 seconds left. GT is in the puppy. How many are there left? Let me know. I don't want to join. I want to make sure as many of us in this as possible. So I need to hear someone say how many are left before I join, and then we join. Four left. Back out, Dakota. Back out. If you hear me, back out. Back out of the thing. We'll get in like 3 minutes. And then it'll be a new one. Yeah, we'll wait. So I would wait, Dakota. Wait like, all right, back out, GT. Don't get in that one. One more if you can back out. It's easy to back out. There's no way we'd all get in that one. Hopefully you hear me. Like I said, we're about a 15, 20-second delay, which sucks. Technology. Goddamn, we sent people to the moon, allegedly, and we can't have an instantaneous connection over here. So once that passes, I think we need to hop in here in a second. Who's going to be the sacrificial lamb here in check and tell us? I'll do it, but 11 more. We're in. All right, everyone in. Look at this timing. We are fucking golden up in here. 10 more. We're all going to, it's going to be fucking 8 of us in here. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I'm having a great time. Get in. Join in. Hopefully we get all the boys in here. And it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. Let's see. Six more to start. I'm guessing this is all us in here. Is that what I'm seeing? Fuck. GT got fucked. You know what, GT? If for financial purposes, it's probably the best for you that you're not in this one because it's going to be a bunch of sharks in this one. There's going to be 5 of us. It's going to be rough. 4 more. Sorry, GT. I try to tell you, but we're on delay. Let's all give a shout out to GT. He has probably been the number one through the history of the show. Mouth and GT in terms of the beer fundraiser thing, because GT's just he'll drop a bunch of $1 donations to just raise the beer chat fund, and we fucking love that. We love that. So Keith says, does the Fanatic package include strippers in the draft? Yeah, actually, here. This is a stripper. This is one of the co-hosts, Big Ray. I'm sure you've seen him. This is the stripper. You want them? Is this acceptable? This is him at the Bears playoff game, and it was about 5 degrees outside. You saw these other guys like all fucking bundled up, and Big Ray with a hat, not a beanie, and no scarf. I see scarves in there. Come on, guys, wearing scarves. Do better than that. Am I picking it? I'm picking at 9. So let's see what we got. Mouse at 10. Super Beast is at 11. That is Keith. We have Peanut Punch at 8. We have Dakota at 6. We have I don't think Jake got in this one. Jake must have left. I was going to say Jake might have a top 3 pick here. He doesn't. So none of us have a top 5 pick. Dakota with 6. Peanut with 8. I have 9. Mouth has 10. Super Beast has 11. All right, guys. This is going to be intense. Looking forward to it. Make sure my phone doesn't die at 35%. Should be plenty. Actually, I'm going to pop this bitch in the charger. Hetzer, can you do one of these? Hetzer, you're a fucking Patreon. You're a fucking community member. Of course you could do one of these with us. Hetzer, set up. I'm going to send you something. I'll send you a link, and I'll send you the promo code. It's not even my promo code, but I'll send you a referral and a promo code. So you get, it depends on what state you're in. You get, I think, a deposit match. So if you throw $50 in there, you get 50 free. If you throw 25 in there. So yeah, I will DM you, and then yeah, of course you can get in here, bro. Smart. I would wait, at least you're getting a good time. Do it later because you don't have to worry about the buy situation. And we're gonna get CeeDee Lamb here. No. All right. Us degenerates have done way too many drafts pre-schedule release, but you know what? It's like raw dog and a stripper, guys. Like, probably not a good idea, but if you don't end up with a disease, you're like, that was pretty fun. No, if you get herpes or AIDS, not ideal. Not ideal, guys. I had to pull the fucking Sunny AIDS clip off here because it got fucking flagged for copyright infringement, which is bullshit. The first 10 times I played it or 8 times I played it, I didn't get flagged for it. And then the last show I played it and it said restricted, couldn't be viewed. So, all right. Peanut's 400 deep. Peanut, how many redrafts do you play? Or are you just like a best ball, bro? Thoughts on tight end in round 2? Someone just took Bowers. End of round 2, GT is fine. But I wouldn't take a tight end before pick 20, personally. I just love taking Saquon Barkley. Mouth, you literally took a Marion Hampton before Saquon Barkley. Can you please explain yourself? Because I think you're as high on Saquon Barkley as I am. If you notice the last draft, I took Saquon Barkley in the first round. I will take Saquon Barkley in every draft. I don't care. Kenneth Walker also 18. That's a good value. I think I need to take more Derrick Henry. I don't get a lot of the like 5 through 8 picks, 6 through 8 picks, which in the second round is when Derrick Henry goes. I want more Derrick Henry in my life. Peanut, how many redrafts do you play? If you're already 400 deep, are you talking about $400 deep or 400 drafts deep? I hope you're talking $400, not 400 drafts. Maybe you did a couple best ball manias or something. So you're not adhering to my 5-to-1 ratio rule, which is fair. I mean, that's just my rule in terms of like always be able to make money every year is 5 times as much in redraft, dynasty, whatever, like leagues that can manage opposed to best ball, which you have no control over. But 3 dynasty, wow, that's intense, bro. End of round 3 quarterback. GT, if Josh Allen ended round 3, nobody else. I would just kind of pay close attention to ADP and just don't, if it's your first one, GT, don't do anything too cute. I'm super sad that GT can't be in here with us because apparently this is, I think, his first one this year. It makes me sad. Look at this. Brock Bowers at 19, Trey McBride falling to 27. That's been a trend. And that's how I've been drafting the whole time. Always had it ranked the whole time. I was always taking Brock Bowers or McBride, but now this is falling. And now Trey McBride becomes a value. At 27, I'm in, bro. I am in. Puka, Drake London, Nico Collins. Pretty good start. Puka at 5. Someone took JSN at 3 in this draft. Yeah, don't take anyone else in round 3. Lamar is ADP 52. That's fair. Fair price. I don't like taking early quarterback in a 1 quarterback. So we have a lot of options here, and it's going to be Devonta Smith for sure. And no. Josh Allen's gone. So we'll take Devonta Smith. It's going to be a Jalen Hurts team, which I don't love. 69. Should be able to get him a 64. And there's some other brothers I love here. And it's going to be my. It seems like Bucky Irving's ADP has gone up. TT's got Cook, Tiny Dancer, T, and Bucky so far. I endorse that, bro. I'm Bucky, not the biggest fan of, a big upside there. And the first 3 I do really like. So we're looking at Emeka Igbigbu, which let's go ahead and lock him in. God, I hate Ibuka, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? Mouth with Tat, Garrett Wilson, 8 Chain in Hampton. Super Beast has Jefferson, Genty, Javonte Williams, and Zay Flowers. So he is super high on Javonte Williams because he was pissed I took him last time, which I know you're new to the channel. That was one of my pillar players last year. I had Javonte Williams in, I don't know, over 12 redrafts last year. That was my guy, man. 10th round. Might have been more. I don't even know. I think it was my 3rd or 4th most drafted player. It was Chris Olave. It was Javonte Williams. It was Tucker Kraft was my most drafted player. Yeah, you have to go wide receiver, GT. You have 3 running backs, right? So you got this build with James Cook, Tiny Dancer, and Bucky Irving. This needs to be 5 running backs max, and you're not taking a running back the next 5 rounds. I would just wait. Those 3 are fine. If you wait until the last 4 rounds, then take 2. Who in round 5? So Christian Watson, Roma Dunze, DJ Moore. Start trying to find guys that you know that you can get a quarterback for later. So DJ Moore won't be able to be correlated with Josh Allen. He's already gone. Roma Dunze is possible. Christian Watson is possible. Carnell Tate. Jalen Waddle, if he's there. He probably won't be there. I'm like a chick, bro. I can multitask a motherfucker. I'll take a shot too. How about that? We be multitasking up here, boys. There goes Jalen Waddle. Joe Burrow is still available. Do I have T. Higgins? No, I don't. I did not take T. Higgins. I took Devonta Smith. So Joe Burrow, that kid is back on the escalator again. Roma Dunze, Tyler Warren. There goes Rome. Let's take DeAndre Swift. Don't have a lot of DeAndre Swift. And then this is going to have to be Jalen Hurts, well ahead of ADP, unfortunately. But I got to go in on the Eagles here. Someone should take some of the other quarterbacks, right? Who has T. Higgins? This guy's definitely taking Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow will be off the board, and then one of you guys can take Jaden Daniels, possibly. Bayshell 2. And if this guy doesn't take Joe Burrow, he's a motherfucking idiot. And he doesn't. He takes Jordan Tyson. So one of you guys can get a fucking Joe Burrow. I can't take him. I don't want to keep on giving value. But I have to play to win. I can't play to fucking block people, right? Joe Burrow is still available. There goes your Darian Price. Can't say I endorsed that pick, but I don't know. I think Miles going to say you got to take him, right? I have to take Jalen Hurts. There goes Jaden Daniels. We're going to take Jalen Hurts. Little ahead of ADP, but I have Devonta Smith and Saquon Barkley. What's a man to do? There goes Caleb. Look at this quarterback run here. Is Joe Burrow still on the board? Can we not let the Jamar Chase team get Joe Burrow? He might, dude. There you go. There you go, Dakota. Hats off to Dakota. Taking one for the team. Although it's not taking one for the team because you just got Joe Burrow at a value. You could stack him later, or it doesn't matter. Joe Burrow will return value. Harrison, Will, Pierce. I would go Harrison, Pierce, Wilson in that order, GT. I know it's wild. You guys know I'm the biggest Michael Wilson fan in the world, but just a little stat for you guys. Michael Wilson led all wide receivers in the NFL last year in routes run. And the eye test was great. I love Michael Wilson, loved him Sanford, but that's not happening again. And Marvin Harrison got dinged up and was awful. So give me the draft capital guy. Give me Marvin Harrison. Or if you want to go Alec Pierce, I wouldn't blame you there. Are we all in agreement on that? It's Harrison over Wilson, or am I just wildly crazy? Parker Washington. Is that Parker Washington ahead of Brian Thomas? No, Brian Thomas already went. There goes Dak. George Pickens' team took Dak. Quarterbacks are going now, boys. Fanny, Porta, or Pitts? Fanny, Porta, Pitts. Man, probably Harold Fannin. I prefer Laporta. I would rank it Laporta, Fanny, Pitts. But I wouldn't. Fanny's safer than Laporta. Just because the injury concern. And I'm not too worried about the back injury, but I just know Sam Laporta's tied to a top 5 offense, and Harold Fannin plays for the Browns. And it's half in full PPR. Give me Harold Fannin over Pitts or Laporta. Half PPR, I'd probably take on Laporta. Sorry, it was very long-winded. I've had some beverages and a lot of stuff going on. We do want to just keep on congratulating Keith for joining the community, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Cortland Sutton at 78. Trevor Lawrence off the board. Wow, the quarterbacks really just flew off the board, guys. Tony Pollard, Jaden Reed. This is disgusting. I don't know who the hell to take. So we're going to take, I guess we're going to take Tony Pollard. I hate this. I really hate that pick. Don't know why I took that pick. I didn't really need that pick. And Oh, I don't need any of these guys, really. Can't take Manungai. I don't like any of these receivers, though. I really don't. We could take Godwin. Could we take Godwin here? 115. All right. There goes Patty Mahomes. He has Rashee Rice. He took Rashee Rice at 13. That's super fucking high, dude. So maybe he had a plan all along that we didn't know about. Justin Herbert, Jaden Daniels for Mouth, Quentin Johnston. So we're going to go ahead and take... Let's take Chris Godwin. We got to play these things aggressive. This is a puppy. This is a giant tournament. So this is for sure Ricky Bobby kind of stuff. There's no point in playing safe. You could go aggressive with stacks and still, have some safety in your team if you draft the right players. GT has Cook, Kenneth Walker, T. Higgins, Bucky, Watson, Burrow, Michelson, Laporta. So is that 3? Burrow in the 6 is tasty. Wilson, Sam Laporta, pretty well-rounded team, man. So you got to keep on hammering wide receiver, GT. Keep on hammering wide receiver the next 2 or 3 picks. Now you're good at tight end for a while. You have Joe Burrow, so take quarterback value if it falls. You take your 4th running back if you get like Blake Corum or even Kenneth Gainwell 2 rounds later. Then if you get another running back, you can just roll with 4 running backs on this team. But I would just hammer wide receiver. There goes Jordan Addison, Matthew Golden. Wow, Matthew Golden way early, bro. Isn't Matthew Golden's ADP like 112? Matthew Golden ahead of Michael Wilson. That's some wacky and wild fucking stuff. What's happening here? That's some weird picks. So that kid is back on the escalator again, guys.
That kid is back on the escalator again. Remarkable. That's criminal. That kid is back on the escalator again. Leave it alone. What?
Just like to thank John Elway. John Elway.
I'd like to start out this press conference with a thank you to John Fox.
Thank you, John Fox. No one's ever thanked John Fox for anything in his life. Up in 1 pick. Oh, shit. There's a lot of quarterbacks available. And we're going to go ahead and take Jacoby Myers way after ADP here. Trevor Lawrence is gone. I don't care. I needed someone else there. Kyle Pitts is still available. There's no way he falls back. Mouth got his Laporta. I probably should have taken Laporta there, thinking about it, but there will be value at tight end. I saw better value with ADP there. And, man, I have to take, 129. There is just no way that he can fall back to me, right? There's just no way. Super Beast has to take a quarterback here, right? There goes Kyler. We're going to go ahead and select Baker with the pick 112, which is only actually 3 picks at ADP, even though Bo Nix is still available. But we have a simple goal in mind of just having stacks on stacks with a double stack with Baker, essentially a double stack with Hurts if you count Barkley. And I don't know. The Tony Pollard pick, what was I doing? Why did I do that? I hate that. GT, I don't like Omar Cooper. I almost prefer at value. I definitely want Adonai Mitchell over him if you're looking for a Jets player. I like him for real life, but I am not in on Omar Cooper at all. Like the prospect, don't like the landing spot. Too crowded. If Omar Cooper's a thing, then Geno Smith is literally going to be a top 8 fantasy quarterback. And what are the odds of that? Hatcher, is Kittle starting immediately this season? No. Kittle they're talking week 2, week 3 on the optimistic side. I'm more thinking Kittle week 5, week 6 makes sense. GT, what about Denzel Boston? I am a Concepcion guy. Concepcion goes way ahead of Denzel Boston, so I don't hate Denzel Boston. I'm kind of in on the Browns. Offense in terms of when I say I'm in on the Browns offense, like them being like 21st, right? Which would be awesome for the Browns. Let's be honest. If they have the 17th ranked offense, the Browns are going to make the playoffs this year. I promise you that. Probably not going to happen, but I don't know if the odds are great for Geno to be a top 8. I mean, that's kind of where he was finishing with Seattle when he was having boom years, and that was 4 years ago. Was his good year was 4 years ago, right? 3 years ago. So we had a bad year after the great year, and then the Vegas year, and then this would be his 3rd year removed. So there's a chance. I don't know how great it is. It's still the Jets, guys. Now, I like their coordinator, but their head coach has fucking Down syndrome, bro. Malik Willis is available, huh? All right. Travis Kelce is available. You know, there could be worse picks than a naked Travis Kelce. I know fucking, you know, his wife. Are they married yet? Taylor Swift? She likes naked Travis Kelce. Could do worse than that. But I also do see a Rashid Shaheed in there. I can't take McMillan. That's too many Tampa Bay receivers. But I could take a Shaheed. I could take a Kelsey's gone. Can't take any of these guys. Malik Willis is available, but I'm taking a 2 quarterback build here. I have to. Let's go ahead and take Shaheed. Now I got to make up running back. I have 0 tight ends, gentlemen. My ass is loose as hell. It is not very tight. Added Casey, Coker, Willis, McMillan. Those are good players. I endorse all of those players, my dude. Hopefully you have a few stacks in there. I don't know. If you need a stack, if you don't have any, you could take Mike Gesicki since you have Joe Burrow, right? You could take one of those. Nope, no special teams return yards, Hetzer. See, I'm not as worried about Malik Willis with the weapons because Malik Willis is a Justin Fields level player in terms of he doesn't need weapons and he can't utilize weapons. He's probably better passer than Justin Fields. Is what we saw with Justin Fields, but Hetzer, I think Shaheed's not going to be returning. They drafted Jadarian Price to return. He'll be returning kicks, so Shaheed's just going to be a punt returner. He'll play more wide receiver. They need him. Rob, what is your current build called? I don't know. Is it bad? What is it called? Can't put me on the spot like that. Last thought of Malik Willis, he's going to run for fucking 1,000 this year. So I have a feeling Malik Willis. Last year, we made a lot of money on Justin Fields. I think we hit 4 or 5 Justin Fields bets. We were 4-1 on Justin Fields rushing props, and he only played half the season. I have a feeling Malik Willis, I'm going to start hitting those early, and then you take a little break when the line adjusts. So, like, I think they're going to set it like probably 37 is my guess early in the year. Smash those overs, and we'll hit 2 or 3 in a row on Malik Willis, and then it'll adjust to 50. Then we don't bet the under. We just sit on it. And then once it goes down to like 44 again, we bet the over again. That's my Malik Willis take. What is my current build called to you? I don't know exactly. Boy, I need a tight end really, really, really bad. And you. But I also need a running back really bad. So we can take We can take some guys that I like. Let's take TJ Hawkinson. And now we wait, and we just pair him up with some dudes here. And then I could be done at running back here. I figure you say drunks with triple X's. I like the build, man. Sometimes I do my best work when I'm drunk, man. I don't know. I don't think I sound drunk. I'm feeling good, man. I don't know, 8 or 9 beers, maybe 10. Probably 10, maybe 11. A couple shots. But I had a nice I grilled some chicken. And then I had a chicken salad. So that was pretty fucking tasty with some garlic knots, dude. It was fucking badass. So that was a nice little coat my belly, you know what I mean? And Tyler Algier is available. But I have my eyes on one player here. One player, and it is Dylan Sampson. You want to know why, guys? Do I have to even answer this question, why I took Dylan Sampson? Because I fucking want to talk to Sampson.
I want to talk to Samson. Climb her to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Dave Chappelle with that look. So look at the squad here. Hurts, Mayfield, Barkley, Swift, Pollard, Tracy, Sampson, Lamb, Devonta Smith, Emeka Ibuka, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers, and Rashid Shaheed with a lone TJ Hawkinson. You know, there's a build you can do with all long-haired chick tight ends, and it includes Greg Dulcich. So it's Greg Dulcich, it's TJ Hawkinson. I forget who the third one is, but just a bunch of, frat, pretty boy, long-haired tight ends. And I want to have that build. I got to remember who it was. I saw it on Twitter. Great. 5 running backs over 3 quarterbacks, since you have Joe Burrow, GT. Take the running back, bro. If Joe Burrow gets hurt, you're fucked anyway. Nick Singleton taken right after me with Peanut Punch. Good pick. Geno Smith by mouth. That's a really good pick. Probably could have done it 159. Should probably start getting more Geno Smith in my life. Here's the thing about Geno Smith, that I love him, but it's also the Jets organization. And what if they play Cade Klubnik? I know, Mouth, you think that they're going to be competitive, and they're going to be competitive this year, but they're not making the playoffs. It's the Jets. They're not making the playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to go to Cade Klubnik week 11, week 12, and they like him. And that's gross. I'm just saying, there goes Geno Smith in best ball, right? And there goes Geno Smith's top 8 finish. And that's a realistic possibility. Am I crazy with this statement that I think Geno Smith might not start the whole year? Or is that kind of a popular opinion? Because why would, if they're fucking 3-6, 3-7, let's say 4-7 going into week 13 after the bye, why would they play Geno Smith? I know Cade Klubnik sucks, but why? Okay. Trey Harris. Let's take Tank. I don't think I'm taking a second. I'm not taking a third quarterback. So I'm done at running back now. Got my insurance for Saquon. Sweet. Well, yeah, they're not. Well, okay. If that's the case, Mouth, if they're bringing in Russ to back up Geno, then he will play the whole year, because no one in the world wants to see Russell Wilson playing. He was booed last year in New York. Now he's going to play in the same stadium and get booed again. Why would you bring in Russell? Why would they do that? Russ is done and hated by his teammates. He's just cooked, man. That's crazy. Kate Hodner, Eli Stowers. Kate Hodner, Eli Stowers. I'm gonna take Cade, I think. This is tough. Let's go with the upside shot in Eli over Cade, and then we will back this up with another tight end later. Gee, he doesn't think Penix or Barkley play the whole season. They're unfortunately due for injuries. I refuse to draft like that, though, because that's the Christian McCaffrey thing, right? Like, oh, Jake Tunges. Do you have fucking Brock Purdy? All right, you son of a bitch. That was my guy. I needed him because I took Stowers. Just I was like, I'll get Jake Tunges later, and that'll allow Stowers to marinate. And you banged my butthole on that one. So I have to pivot here to a 4 tight end squad now. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Is my team good for 4? Is this fine? Good enough for 4? 6 receivers. I think they're good enough. I don't know. I don't know if they're fucking good enough. God damn it. That was way, sometimes you gotta reach for your guys. You have the stack. I ain't hating. That was 13. That was fucking 25 picks, but had ADP. I commend you. You had to do it with George Kittle. Now it's a perfect tight end build. So hats off to Dakota. That was a good pick there. Not for my team, but a good pick for your team. Me so salty. Me so salty.
This is bad. We gotta definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about.
Very true, Mac. Thank you. All right. Jeremy Bernard. Interesting pick. Well, what is the infatuation with Jeremy Bernard? Michael Pittman, all those tight ends, DK Metcalf, the running backs. Very pro-ready player, Deebo Samuel-esque. I'll give him that, but I don't really see the appeal. And there goes Terrence Ferguson. Fuck my little butt. Oh, we got some bros here. Man. Oh, yeah, we're going to take Cade Otton, which I was going to take ahead of Stowers. And now it allows us to take another wide receiver. So we got dudes, we got guys, and I think I have the perfect pick here. It's going to be me. There goes Mike Washington. No, that's Kamani Vidal. My stupid app is busted. All right, we'll see if I get the last player I'm looking for. Otherwise, I'll pivot. We'll do draft grades. It's going to be a very busy draft grade session. We're approaching almost 3 hours in the stream, guys. And also look forward to tomorrow night's show with the reunion show of Mike, Storey, and Nico. They were my football guys before the streams for 2 solid years. Those two putting in great work. You know them, you love them. They're both elite. Together, they're even better. Really looking forward to that show. Schedule release episode. We're breaking down real life stuff for schedule. We're breaking down fantasy stuff. We're talking about fantasy playoff schedules, everything and anything, as well as having a great time with 2 awesome dudes. So it's going to be a great show. Last 2 picks, Booty, Ray Davis, Malik Washington, A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell for sure. And then I think Ray Davis and A.D. Mitchell would be my take. That's upside stuff. And you didn't take him. Is Elijah Surratt there? He is there. Yeah, I can't believe Mount didn't take him. Yes. All right, guys. I'm feeling pretty good about this team. So I would go Ray Davis and A.D. Mitchell, GT. Keon Coleman off the board. I don't hate that pick. That's why I love Josh Allen. Taking Josh Allen. I don't like taking early quarterback. But the stacking is just so awesome, like late for Josh Allen. I mean, Skylar Bell, Keon Coleman, like they're going to have a role. You saw last year, like they were playing bums out there because they have nothing. And the tight end, like, Dalton Kincaid ain't staying healthy, guys. Rob loves to have great times with two dudes. I mean, really can't deny it, but I want to deny it, and I can't.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender, and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey.
Two dudes, one Rob. By curious, guys. Let's keep it PC around here. By curious is okay. It's actually either way. Anything's acceptable now. I can say and do whatever I want. That's the beauty of this country, and sometimes the negative part of this country, because now it's celebrated when you chop your dick off. So, not my cup of tea personally, but hey, what a man does with one's dick is his own business, right? Let's start with draft grades here, and none of us had a top 5 pick. We're starting with Dakota's team. Joe Burrow and Brock Purdy. Hatcher said he's keeping his cock. Thanks. As you should, my dude. Joe Burrow and Brock Purdy. That's a good quarterback build. Joe Burrow at value. Brock Purdy a little early, but that's still awesome value because we love Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, Jordan Mason, Jonah Coleman, Emmanuel Wilson, and Caleb Johnson. You love Caleb Johnson. Mike Evans, DJ Moore, Cortland Sutton, Ricky Pearsall, Jalen Naylor, Denzel Boston, and Christian Kirk with Brock Bowers, George Kittle, and Jake Tunges. Well put together squad, dude. Wide receivers are a little thin, but you have, 3 stacks with Brock Purdy. Do you have a stack with, this is a naked Joe Burrow team, huh? But I don't hate a naked Joe Burrow team because it's Joe Burrow, right? And this is a Brock Purdy wins MVP. You're winning this league. You're definitely advancing, and you have a very good chance to advance again. Jordan Mason at the 3 is fine. Jonah Coleman, it's fine. You have McCaffrey, and then Pearsall is your 4. This is a fine build. A lot of Niners. This is the most homer draft. You're not really a homer drafter, Coda, because you usually you're homer drafted for Deshaun Watson. So one would think you're a Browns fan or a hand job fan, or you like masseuses or whatever the fuck they like. But that being said, this is a good team. I'm going to go B+. I want to say B, but with the aggressive nature, I'm going to reward you for the build is nice. Tunges and Kittle is a lovely pairing with Brock Purdy. You're going to have some flexibility there at flex with George Kittle or Tunges when, whoever's early on. Tunges could be your flex. George Kittle eventually will be your flex, and you have Brock Bowers. Makes up for the weaker wide receiver room and some of the, not the best running back room there. But McCaffrey and Etienne are great, and then Wilson will give you some weekly floor. So B+ team for me. Miles says, I got him B. Mine is better, in my opinion. We're going to see that. Jay says B+. So we got a lot of people that do like this team. Like I said, it's a B team, but I'm going to give it a B+ because the build hit the mark and the aggressiveness. And again, Joe Burrow without a stack is fine. This is a good team. Very good team for Dakota. I've said that about every one of his drafts tonight. So you're on the mark. He's also done about 1 million of them. You degenerate. I love you. All right. Peanut, Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, another similar build here. Fine 2-quarterback team with those 2 guys. Derrick Henry, Kyle Monangai, Aaron Jones, JCM, Nick Singleton, love that, and Tajay Spears. So this is you need Tony Pollard to get traded, and this is a boom right here. St. Brown, Roma Dunze, DK Metcalf, Xavier Worthy, McMillan, Omar Cooper, Cooper Kupp, and Keon Coleman with Colson Loveland and Dalton Schultz. So this is a little thin. I wish it was someone better than Dalton Schultz. And I feel like with Colson Loveland, he's not quite Brock Bowers, where 2 tight end build is a little risky. Although, again, I'm a Bears fan. I was wrong on Loveland. I'll take the L on that one. I did not like the prospect. I did not like the pick. That's a miss. But this is a hit here. Receivers, DK as a 3 ain't ideal, but I love Worthy as a 4 and McMillan. Those 2 guys are ideal best ball picks here. Cooper, not a fan of. Cooper Kupp, I just don't see the appeal, but you need some floor there, I suppose. And Keon Coleman pairs with your boy Josh Allen. So in terms of stacks, you have Josh Allen and Keon Coleman. Is that it? And then you have Caleb Williams you have Kyle Monangai, Roma Dunze, and Colson Loveland. So this is the bet on the Bears. I didn't mention, I do like the JCM as your RB4. Aaron Jones is a nice RB3 with Monungai, and I love Nick Singleton. So I'm going to go B, a solid B. It's not as aggressive as Dakota's team, but the build is nice. It's just risky to have the two quarterbacks aren't risky. Risky for the tight end position with Dalton Schultz and Colson Loveland. And I don't really love the Omar Cooper and Cooper Cup picks. That would be why it's not in the B+ to A range. But I do like what you did with the running back room, and the quarterbacks are elite of elite right there, buddy. We have B-, C+. I'm still saying ETN as well. C+ from Bandit, B-, C+. So I was a little higher on it than they are, but it's still a pretty solid team, right? Like there's, again, when we start nitpicking little things, that this means it's a good team. Like if we were to go through the other teams that are drafting, I'm sure a lot of them are just like, this team sucks. So let's go to my squad here. Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Tyrone Tracy, Dylan Sampson, Tank Bigsby, with CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, Emeka Ibuka, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers, Rashid Shaheed, and Elijah Surratt, with tight end room. TJ Hockenson, Eli Stowers, and Cade Otton. Now both Stowers and Otton are paired up with my quarterbacks. I don't know if that makes it any better for you guys. I'm probably the highest in the world on TJ Hockenson, guys, if you haven't noticed. Very high on TJ Hockenson. Just being a nice floor play, finishing tight end 12, tight end 10 this year, being drafted way after that. Kyler Murray loves his tight ends. And they have Josh Oliver as their number 2. So I don't think he's washed yet. He's definitely a lot younger than Mark Andrews. So what do you guys think? In terms of stick, we have Hurts, Devonta Smith, and Eli Stowers. We have Baker Mayfield with Chris Godwin, Emeka Ibuka, and Cade Otton. So we hit the stacking. Running backs are okay. I don't like the Tony Pollard pick. I'll tell you that. I don't know why I did that. That sucked. Not a fan. I love Singleton. But I like Tracy, Dylan Sampson. I have some security for Saquon Barkley. So let's see. I just completed my 82nd best ball draft for 2006 with y'all. Currently still have 7 best balls left. Slow drafts and 8 dynasties this year so far. I love it, Dakota. The dynasties are going to be rough, bro. I mean, I guess dynasties are not a lot of management in the year. Mouse says B. What else do you guys have? I don't really know how to grade this team. I think I went aggressive. This is a puppy, man. I got to go aggressive. It's a big tournament. I stacked it up. The running backs aren't great. Swift is a 2. I'm not super thrilled about, but I guess Tony Pollard gives me security. I do love Tracy and Dylan Sampson though. B+, B, B, B+, B+, B so far. I would probably agree with that. The tight ends are rough. I wanted Jake Tunges. Like I ended up getting Cade Otton, which I was going to take ahead of Eli Stowers, but I wanted some upside. I ended up getting him literally 17 picks later. That was supposed to be Jake Tunges to give me some early season security, but that would have taken away some of my upside when George Kittle comes back. And the funny thing is, Cade Otton doesn't offer any upside though, but he has a stack, which that's a bad pick. Tight end room sucks. I'm banking on TJ Hockenson, guys, which is not ideal. So it cannot be an A. When TJ Hawkinson's your 1, it cannot be an A. That's just a fact of nature. I read it in the Discovery Channel, or I saw it in the Discovery Channel. All right, we're going to Mouse team. Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, Geno Smith. This is a pretty bonkers quarterback room. And Geno Smith early, but you value him. Devin Achane, Marion Hampton, J.K. Dobbins, Zach Charbonnet, Mike Washington, Kamani Vidal, with Tet McMillan, Garrett Wilson, Carnell Tate, Quentin Johnson, Khalil Shakir, Trey Harris, and Treylon Burks. Sam Laporta and Kenyon Sadiq. So this team is pretty stacked. I already can see you have Garrett Wilson and Kenyon Sadiq with Geno Smith. With Justin Herbert, you are looking at Quentin Johnson and Trey Harris. With Jaden Daniels, you are looking at, is it just Treylon Burks? And I guess, Treylon Burks. Is that the only only Jaden Daniels? He can return, he's a scrambling quarterback, so that's not the end of the world. Is that all I see? That's why you took him. I like this team a lot too, man. The Geno Smith thing, I'm warming to it as a 3. I don't like J.K. Dobbins as a 3. And with Zach Charbonnet injured for possibly 10 weeks, that is my issue. This is a frail running back room, but I do love Kamani Vidal as the guy that can get you some floor. I'm not really in on the Keaton Mitchell thing. I don't know why Keaton Mitchell's going ahead of him. So that is kind of the saving grace of this running back room, as wild as that sounds, and gives some security for Marion Hampton. So the run Dobbins, Charbonnet, Mike Washington is a little bit risky, but you have A-Chain and Hampton, so it's not the end of the world. Tate is a 3, Johnson is a 4, but you stacked it up. I love Laporta. What do you guys have for this grade? I think it's a pretty good team. I mean, dude, we're just drafting good teams left and right, man. Ted is a 1. I guess it's not ideal, but you went running back, so that's totally fine. Garrett Wilson. Bandit says Mouth pretty strong B. Week 10 is generous for Sharps. I mean, yeah, it might be generous, dude. It might be generous for Sharps, but I'm just saying, you hear George Kittle coming back week 2, week 3. Like, how is Charbonnet going to be out past week 10, right? Like, okay, we'll say week 12. Like, he'll be back. It just to what level, right? Like, will he be usable in fantasy week 10? Absolutely not. He might be usable in fantasy by week 13, and then we don't even know. We got to see. I'm not a Jadarian Price guy, so I think he comes back in. He'll get his 2 or 3 week ramp up period. He'll be ready to go by the fantasy playoffs. Oh, you guys still hear me? Oh, we're good. Yeah, we're good. What is the floor for Garrett Wilson this year? Personally, I'm not drafting him until the 3rd round. If I had a choice, I might avoid him early in redraft. The floor for Garrett Wilson is what it always is. It's mass targets, but now the worry is there's all those other mouse there. So I like Garrett Wilson. I think that in the early 4th round is more comfortable. Mid-4th is ideal. 3rd round, do I want to take him over T. Higgins? Probably not. I want to tie to Joe Burrow. So last grade for this team, I'm gonna go B+ for this team, just because the quarterback room is amazing. I give them the top 2 running backs are very good, and it is stacked properly, and it's relying on Sadiq a little bit, but you have Sam Laporta, so good team. What do you have, Mouth? What are you grading it? Dakota, you said not even close to your team. Your team's probably a tad better, Dakota. Let's take a look at Dakota's team real quick. Yeah, I'll give you the edge, Dakota, just because you went crazy aggressive. But it's the same range. I feel like all these teams are pretty much in the same range. You went just like your upside's higher for sure. But it's a B from Dakota, B+ from Mouth. Dakota had Mouth at a B, so you guys are just rotating. It's a good team. And let's go to the newest fanatic here, our boy Keith. Jackson Dart, Kyler Murray at value, Ashton Jeanty, Javonte Williams, Jadarian Price, Emmett Johnson, and Katron Allen, with Justin Jefferson, Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Coker, Juwan Jennings, Malachi Fields. He loves Malachi Fields, and I endorse that. Isaiah Likely, Brenton Strange, and AJ Barner. So can we just talk about Jadarian Price for a second? Like, you got him 4 picks after ADP. How the fuck Jadarian Price is ADP 58? Like, David Montgomery's ADP is 52, and you're going to tell me that Price's ADP is 6 after? What's going on here? Like, the implied volume, it just has shades of Caleb Johnson written all over it, and he's going to be more involved than Caleb Johnson. I'm not saying that because Aaron Rodgers isn't playing quarterback. He's not going to fumble a kickoff, I hope. But I mean, I know I see the appeal, guys, and I'm not gonna like ding this team because Jadarian Price. He's your 3. I don't mind it as a 3. I'm just saying the ADP is wild at 58. Am I the only one that's saying this? Can anyone endorse Jadarian Price at pick 58? Please, anyone, somebody in the chat, can anyone walk me off the ledge here and tell me I'm crazy and he's an elite talent and all this workload and blah blah blah? Because I don't know. I love the upside of an RB3 there for you. As you guys get your comments in about that, I'll continue to go through this team. I like the 2 quarterback build with Jackson Dart and Kyler Murray. It's aggressive, but it is high upside dual threat quarterbacks. So Jeanty, Javonte Williams, love that. Price, okay, X Factor shot. Emmett Johnson's going to have some sneaky value as a backup there. Katron Allen, I don't really know about Katron Allen, not a fan. But you have Justin Jefferson with Kyler Murray. You have Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jim Coker, Juwan Jennings. So you have a double stack there with Kyler. Your Jackson Dart stack is, I was going to say Wando Robinson, Isaiah Likely. So you got that going for you. I don't mind your other guys like Likely, Strange, and Barner are all going to be relevant. They're all starting tight ends. The tight end group with where you drafted them, I endorse that room right there. That's good. And Malachi Fields, you love, I love. Malachi Fields actually is a stack with Jackson Dart. So this is nice. This is nice right there. I didn't realize that was a stack. So, and you got a little stranglehold there on Green Bay's wide receiver room. Wando Robinson gives you some floor. I love Jalen Coker, and this is a solid team. I don't like Jadarian Price. So Miles says, I drafted Price when he was pick 120. Well, yeah, it was before he was drafted to the Seahawks, right? Price can be a 50-50. I feel like that's fair, 50-50. Dakota doesn't like all the rookie running backs. This is a nice team. One rookie running back hits, you have 3 RBs. Well, Price will be giving you some value. I mean, we're talking about 50-50 split, it won't return value there. That's the risk of this team, right? Because the wide receivers, I think you're going to get one of these. Christian Watson will pop, and I think Jaden Reed has a chance to as well. Wando will be a floor. Love Coker. And then Jennings and Fields are both stacks. So I don't have an issue with the wide room. I like what he did with the tight end room with where he drafted them. And it's just mostly the running backs, but I'm a fan of Genty and Javonte Williams. So what do we have? B+ for Mouth. It's, the quarterbacks. Like this hit the mark of taking 2. It is somehow an aggressive team. You didn't overstack, but it's aggressive because of 2 quarterback build. I'm going to go solid B on this team, but with a caveat that there's major risk with the Jadarian Price team. So a pick. So this could be if Price is what I'm saying he's going to be, which is not good and not enough volume. This is a C. If Price is what people are projecting him and actually, beats his ADP or like what we think the workload is going to be, this is a B+. If Price is that guy, because now you have your dude. I wish you had taken a guy like Kenneth Gainwell, right? If you had taken Kenneth Gainwell instead of Wandale Robinson, for instance, at pick 107, that's what you need. That's what you need is Kenneth Gainwell instead of Emmett Johnson. Or just in that Emmett Johnson spot, you take a 6 running back build with Kenneth Gainwell. Now you have some early season safety for Jadarian Price. You have some injury safety if one of these guys gets hurt. Or taking Mike Washington instead of Katron Allen, right? Because you have Genty's security blanket. But solid team, man. Solid team. And you did stack this one. So any last thoughts on this team? And guys, we're at 3 hours and 3 minutes. So this is the day before the NFL draft or NFL schedule gets released. That's what we fucking do around here, boys. What a fun show. 3 hour solo stream. Later, Peanut. What was your comments? This team is 500 on black. B-. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. It's just you're betting. You're talking about black and roulette, right? Is that what you're saying? For Chuba, did it for variance, 3% current on Price with this acquisition. Okay, sorry, I missed your comment there, Keith. That makes sense. Yeah, so I would have definitely preferred Chuba. I think we all would for safety, but I think he was going for again, sometimes I don't realize when we're doing these evaluations on teams, right? Like sometimes I get it. You're going to just have to take different guys because if it was like, if everyone was Dakota, we'd all have 100% Deshaun Watson. For an example, right? I take a lot of Nick Singleton. I take a lot of Blake Corum. I was taking a lot of Mason Taylor before I thought there was zero chance the Jets would take a fucking tight end in the first round. And that come back to bite us. So we want to, diversify a little bit. So that would make sense for the Jadarian Price pick. So yeah, if this was Chuba Hubbard, I would have raised it to a B+, honestly. But who knows? I think Jadarian Price has more upside than Chuba Hubbard. 41% Doughboy. That's pretty justified.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
All right, great draft. Keith, you're the man. Appreciate you. Within 2 minutes of me logging off, I'm sending you the invites. You'll get an email and get you in the Discord, and then I'll get you up to speed with all the awesome stuff that you get, and everyone can give you a nice greeting in the Discord because that's what we do around here. Great show. 3 drafts, 3 hours. Pretty standard practice around here. Just wait for the season to start. 3 hours is pretty much the norm with a cavalcade of guests. You're going to see some Mouth. You're going to see some Dakota. You're going to see Big Ray. You're going to see Mike Storey. You're going to see, the whole crew. You all know the crew. You're going to see a lot of me. So great show. Appreciate everybody. Tomorrow night, again, 9 p.m. Central. The schedule is released at 7 p.m. Central. So 9 p.m. Central. I have about an hour and a half to scramble and find a bunch of notes and good nuggets for you, as well as Nick O and Mike Storey. We're talking real life schedule stuff. We're talking fantasy football stuff, fantasy playoffs, which is going to be very important. Those schedules. We're going to just dive into all those kind of things. 9 p.m. Central. And then this weekend, you'll see me on here, same old shenanigans. So what a great show. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. I am out.
You just seem like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you wanted to grab a beer, that's all. I'm glad you called. We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right, if you need me, call.